Welcome, everybody, to episode 119 of the Bombshell podcast. I'm your host, dkdynamite, with our lovely co-host, Fajardi. How are you doing today, my friend?
Busy, thriving, just surviving, everything in between. Yeah, loving the BO6 stuff that's came out, season 4. Been enjoying that as well. Multiplayer side, Warzone side, obviously, not much to do in zombies, but yeah, all around pretty good.
Busy, thriving, and grinding. Love to hear it, man. Great start for an episode this afternoon. Next Friday may not be an episode. I got some things to take care of as of next week that I'll be able to share at a later date, or we might pre-record an episode. We'll have to wait and see. But what a week it's been. I can't even begin to process how crazy the last week has been. I will say, I think it's been honestly the busiest week of my career personally when it comes to content and videos. I think the most amount of articles went up in a single week alone this past week for dkdynamite.com. There has been so much to report on with the launch of season 4 and the reveal of Black Ops 6. Now, last Friday, we discussed a ton of new teasers, Easter eggs, and findings for COD 2024, but so much has been revealed since then. It has been, I think, the craziest week in a long time, which has me really excited, man. The momentum and hype for Call of Duty couldn't be more alive right now. But as a big reminder, chat, Bombshell is brought to you guys by detonated.com. Every single thing we're going to be talking about has been powered by detonated.com. There's been so much written over the last week. Again, despite Black Ops 6 kind of being the spotlight right now in terms of marketing and hype, Season 4 still came out for MW3 and Warzone. There was a lot to get through for MP and Warzone. Still wanted to cover it. Could have just done the easy thing and said, you know what, let's take a break from MW for a second and talk about Black Ops. But I'm like, nope, we're going to cover everything. There was so much to break down, which was a lot of fun. There are also, Warzone Mobile articles that'll be updated periodically, but I think as far as the channel goes, there's gonna be a lot of other prioritized videos going up over the next few weeks, so you might not hear much from me about Warzone Mobile here. But let's start off with the fact that yeah, bro's already laughing. I mean, I'm serious. Warzone Mobile is a game that I was really hyped for. I covered it pretty extensively since launch up until like a few days ago, but now going into like Black Ops 6 territory, like unless something big gets announced for mobile, like transferable skins to the main game or some big overhaul,
Yeah.
I can't see the time or the opportunity to go ahead and cover that at least for a little while. I'm sure you'd agree on that. Plus, again, I think in terms of audience and interest, it's been a pretty rough one for covering Warzone Mobile. Real quick, do you think there'll be like a big Black Ops 6 overhaul to that game, or do you think it'll just be more of the same of what it is now with like no transferable skins, movement behind, no quality of life?
I honestly don't know what the future of Warzone Mobile looks like. I think it's going to seem generally the same as it currently is. More MW2-esque, main menu music, UI, movement. I don't think there's going to be this big overhaul like you can do with a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like that probably maybe for its entire
Existence.
lifespan, to be honest. Yeah, for its entire
That's
existence.
crazy, dude.
I think it's going to stay like that. And I think the only way to really bring back that audience is to allow every single event reward skin and every single exclusive Warzone Mobile skin to be able to be earned exclusively in Warzone Mobile, but you can use it on any game. And I think that's very, very important. And that's a key part that kind of like, they did say there was going to be some Warzone Mobile exclusive stuff, but it's like everything.
It's everything.
Warzone Mobile exclusive.
Yeah.
On that app. So,
it's really weird.
To bring back the audience for that, especially for me, like you gotta have you gotta have those crossover skins. But that's probably the least of our worries right now.
I know exactly.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. There's so many other things they in priority right now.
Yeah.
What I was gonna get at though, speaking of mobile, is that the other day something really odd got marketed, which totally got swept under the rug because of all the Black Ops 6 information. Monster Gaming announced a new collaboration with Call of Duty, but they tagged Warzone Mobile. So right away, I'm making a conspiracy theory here. Maybe this is the monster skin we've been waiting for, that blue operator skin called, I think, Low Profile, that blueprint, all those cosmetics. Maybe that's maybe that's what that is, or this is a separate collab for just mobile. But hey, how cool would it be if like there's that a big Monster Gaming collaboration? It's for that blue monster skin, and it's within Warzone Mobile, but then it's just an instant transferable skin to the main game, hence why it leaked for premium?
Yep.
Is that a
Yep.
possibility? Do you think, or do you think it's a separate? We're getting our hopes up here. It's a separate.
Now that I think about it, definitely could be a possibility. If it is a Warzone mobile only transferable sort of cross promotional skin, yeah, that would be something very cool. I'd probably if it was not tedious, I'd probably go on and do that,
Right.
and try and get that. But yeah, I know. I already see some people in chat saying Black Ops 6 DLC, and I'm like,
You know what? Let's just start with that topic. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll start with that topic. That's the beauty of Bombshell being a live stream. 99% of the time, we can kind of sort through topics as need be based on some demand.
Yeah, I just see people coming in here being like, Black Ops 6 is going to be a DLC, where it's like, first of all, everyone who's tweeted out about that about the DLC stuff today was leaning into the fact that people called MW3 a DLC when it was clearly its own game, just because it was connected to the Call of Duty. Yeah, Intel said so. Did Detonated, so did Modern Warzone, so did a lot of accounts. The fact that it is listed on the Steam database as a DLC does not. It only means that because it's attached to the Call of Duty application. That has nothing to do with it being like, for example, like how DLC packs were back in the day. It's just 4 maps and that's it, right?
Right.
I don't know. People just run with this idea like DLC, and we're already starting to see it where people are like, I don't like that it's called a DLC, and it always goes back to people making jokes last year saying, how are people going to react when Black Ops 6 is also a DLC? Because that's what it's going to be, and that's what it will continue to be going forward with the COD HQ app. And I'm sure you agree.
How far does this go though? Like, are we talking Call of Duty 2027 or I mean 2026? How about that? Which is rumored to be a new Sledgehammer title, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I was right. 2027. Imagine if COD 2027 is an Advanced Warfare 2, and COD HQ as we know it still exists at the time. Are we still going to call that game a Modern Warfare 2 DLC when it's a jetpack game in the future, totally different weaponry from a different era? Not that Black Ops 6 isn't this. Black Ops 6 is also a game in a totally different era with totally different weaponry from Modern Warfare 2. Yeah. But imagine far in the future, Advanced Warfare 2, and people are still calling it an MW2 DLC because of it being a part of the COD HQ app. Here's what I understand. I understand 2 things, actually. Number one, MW3 at one point might have been a year 2 expansion, according to Gaming Insider from the... Who was it from, the Washington Post? Or was it from...
I can't remember at this point.
Former Kotaku writer. My God, my brain right now. I can't think of the journalist. Jason Schreier. Former editor at Kotaku. I forgot which publication he moved to. Was it Wall Street Journal or something like that? He claimed at one point MW3 was a year 2 expansion for Modern Warfare 2. It was a map pack of sorts. It wasn't going to be its own game. They didn't know what to title it. Clearly, plans changed. MW3 is its own game, right? We know that.
Yeah.
What I also understand is that it's weird how MW3 doesn't have a platinum trophy on PS5, but the fact that it does on PS4, I guess, solves that problem a little bit. Especially if you have both consoles still, or if you have access to one, you could just hop on and get your platinum that way. I understand those 2 things, right? But Black Ops 6, first of all, does not have carry forward from MW3. I hope that's obvious to people. Like I still can't comprehend. I can't,
the main game, yeah.
In the main game.
Warzone will probably still have everything.
For sure. As we saw with the Warzone 1 era, you didn't have carry forward from MW19 to Cold War to Vanguard. No, those MPs and zombies modes were separate, but Warzone still allows you to use everything. It's gonna be just like that again. But I fail to find the words to explain the logic of MW3 content not transferring to Black Ops 6. I don't know why somebody would want that. We've talked about like celebrity operators with voice lines before. That would make sense. Tops, that's it. But weapons, blueprints, cosmetics, that doesn't make any sense, right? So with Black Ops 6 being its own game, what I was getting to is Black Ops 6 is its own game. I don't get how the DLC discussion comes into play, especially if you're on console. You would never see that little description, oh, it's a DLC. That's only on Steam or just PC in general, where you see that little description, right?
The irony of that is that is not even officially on Steam. You have to go to a separate website, not even associated with Steam, I believe, to even see that it's classified as that.
So so that's the thing, right? If it is if it's not associated with Steam, it's not an official site. You're saying that claims it's a DLC. If you want to get technical with it,
it run like it follows all the database stuff. Like it's a lot. I to my best of my knowledge, I don't believe it's connected. The Steam DB website, I don't think it is connected with Steam. Like I think it's just like
Okay.
somebody that set it up. I'm not entirely sure though, but to the best of my knowledge, I don't think it's official. Um, but yeah, you can see like when the listings were updated and everything, like and all that stuff. But yeah, the DLC stuff is hilarious, bro. Or I saw some people in chat before even the podcast started. They're like, I don't like that it's called DLC, and it's like, does it matter?
But no, but the thing is, nobody actually called it that. Like, if you want to say Detonated, Charlie Intel, or any other news site are claiming that, like, we're also not claiming it as like an insult to the game. Like, if Charlie Intel's saying it, which I don't think they even did, I think they're just being technical with it, saying like technically it's downloadable content for the existing COD HQ application. That's not them saying the game is less than a game because it's like a DLC from technical standpoints. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody saying it doesn't mean anything. To say that doesn't mean anything, but. I'll tell you what's funny is that the other day, somehow with the season 4 launch, I don't know how this happened because it's really early for this, but I guess things are ahead of schedule, which is a good sign. The main menu, or what the COD HQ menu will look like under Black Ops 6, already surfaced. I don't know how people have access to this already. I don't know how this was found, but
the reason why is because basically the days leading up to the event, it will swap to a Black Ops theme. That's
oh,
not.
that's not like the
Yeah.
menu of the game. Got it.
No. Yeah, I remember they did it for MW3. Before the MW3 reveal, they had a new menu screen for a
Okay.
little bit, the
Okay.
MW3 themed one, but ahead of the
Fair.
reveal. So
Fair.
something similar is going to happen to that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if the one on launch also looks something like that because it is just the key art. But I do think that is for reveal promotional purposes because we also are going to have a banner show up in the game where the season countdown day
Okay.
is
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
days left to reveal. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool. I mean, I did see a comment that I fully agree with. It's like it's sad that once Black Ops 6 is out of cycle, eventually, and there's another game, we're not going to see this kind of cool menu anymore. And that's my issue with COD HQ is that COD HQ. I'm not an engineer or a dev, so maybe I'm being ignorant here with when I say this, but COD HQ should have been a separate standalone application that you just download
yeah,
regardless of which game you own. And then they can interchange the menu, they can change the theme, whatever they want for that COD HQ app. But then as you download or buy Call of Duty titles, they can function within that COD HQ app that you downloaded. I don't know if that's too complicated, but I think that's the way it should have went. It shouldn't have been a case where it's like there's one COD HQ menu across the board that you'll see in all future COD games. And then, ever since MW2 2022, I think that's a flaw. And I also
yeah,
think it's silly because you create this discussion that is completely unnecessary about, a game being a DLC. MW3, I could understand the discussion a little bit more because it probably was a DLC at one point, but whatever. But aside the point, MW3 is a great title. It is a huge step up from MW2 in every fucking aspect that you can imagine, right? And I was a fan of MW2. Like, hot take, I was a fan of the game. I covered it. I enjoyed it. Big deal. But Black Ops 6 is so far away from MW. It's like it's such a separate standalone experience, right? It's a sequel to Cold War, regardless of what engine the game uses and regardless of COD HQ. Like it is its own game. But that is cool that this will be the menu really soon. However, it's sad because it's like, do COD games have an identity main menu wise when you have something like COD HQ? People that say it's the worst thing that ever happened to COD, I don't agree with that at all. But I could agree that I think there's an identity crisis with Call of Duty titles when you have something like COD HQ because you can never have that exclusive main menu again. You actually brought this up. Do you remember an old Bombshell episode where we talked about the menu for like Warzone 1? How it's like, oh, you had a nice Cold War menu and then it was like Vanguard, MW2, Warzone. Yeah, like,
yeah.
what would you say about
At
that?
one
Was that
point,
worse than now, or do you think now is better menu-wise?
at one point, there were four. It was divided into quarters. Right? You had the Cold War. If you loaded up Cold War, it would be this. It would say Cold War. It would say Warzone. It would say Modern Warfare, and it would say Vanguard. I'm fairly certain. It said that at one point, or I know there was a lot. It was getting terrible. So at least in this instance, for example, the launch Cold War menu was amazing. You had like the three sections of its own Cold War
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
Percocet it did, yeah. So there were four sections at one point. Like that's a lack of identity, at least at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
COD HQ. If you scroll on COD HQ, you see like an MW3 tab. It's the key art, whatever. It's themed, and then you keep scrolling down. You see the MW2 key art. It's themed to that game. At the very least, there's some sort of separation of identity there that you don't always have to see. And you can just not scroll there if you don't want to go play the game. But you're loading
Sure.
up you're loading up a game and you're seeing 3 other games that you have to like, okay, booting up this and that, which I know Cottage Q does the same thing. Also, another massive fault of the application, I believe. If I have every single one of those games downloaded and installed, I should be able to launch them like that. I shouldn't have to go out,
Well,
go back in, wait.
yeah. That's my point, is that it's like, okay, it's meant to, have all currently active CODs collectively in one app, but there's no seamless transition. You have to relaunch the app anyway. That's exactly my point. It's like you might as well have separate applications then. But I think if you want to get really technical with it, I think the point of COD HQ is to ensure smoother Warzone integrations, all CODs being on the same engines, which mean that devs can kind of work together and help each other out more often, especially if there's layoffs, budget cuts, studios have to come, help out with a certain mode that's struggling. Everything being unified helps development. The application helps development. In terms of rebooting the app to launch single player, to launch a different COD, that's where things are silly. So I was talking about this the other day with Sean, and I think Pax on Discord. I'm like, the Master Chief Collection, for example, I think did it a little bit better, where it's like if you have all the games installed, you could just seamlessly go boom, 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 single player to multiplayer. You know what I mean? So if COD HQ did that, people would be a little bit more inclined to support what it stands for. But I think right now it's silly that it's like, if you want to play single player, you still got to relaunch. You want to play a different COD, you still got to relaunch. So at this point, it's like, okay, it's like before, we have to close the game and open a new one. Same thing. But I think people need to realize that this helps development. That's the reason it exists. It's the sole reason it exists. There's no other reason why it exists, in my opinion.
I think if there's going to be a dev studio to really reinvent it and kind of make it its own, it's going to be Treyarch, I believe. Send an image of the menu. Oh, Perka sent an image of the menu at one point. Where'd you send it? Check Discord. I sent you an image of the menu.
Where? On DM or is it in the server? Maybe it's in the.
I'm looking at the server. Where's the server? Oh, he just sent me it. Okay. Yeah. Modern Warfare, Cold War, Warzone, Pacific, Vanguard. Crazy.
No
that
way.
That is unreal.
It's a clusterfuck. Yeah, I personally don't like to see it, but like that. But you were talking about a makeover for COD HQ. How crazy is it that with the launch of Season 4, a UI overhaul quietly went live? The friends list is now a vertical list, something that we've all been talking about for a long time now. It wasn't really bothering me where I'm like, okay, I can't play the game and I'm going to complain about it every day. It wasn't like that, but the UI,
got used to it, man.
I got used to it.
It's alien to me now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got used to it, and I think the UI, being more of like a vertical scroller versus a side scroller or horizontal one, I think that's just such a simple thing to implement that I think goes a long way. And I think this is a good sign that, Sledgehammer's kind of cleaning up some things that were controversial for Modern Warfare 2, so that it allows for Black Ops 6 to launch day one with solid, and I mean solid, overhauls and makeovers to COD HQ, to the UI. And I'm sure Black Ops 6 could even have a different UI for like game mode selection too. It doesn't have to follow MW3 at all. But I think we're going to see nothing but, improvements over time as we move forward. But Nathan Smith, thank you for that super chat. If you could choose a crossover for BO6, what will it be? I'll get back to that. Go ahead, Jerry. I'll think about that answer right now.
I think, I was going to say something with COD HQ stuff.
But, go ahead.
Like I said before, I think Treyarch is definitely one of the most hyper-aware studios of what they have to do and what they have to work on. Like, we've talked about this a bunch, where every single Black Ops game is better than the previous one. They fixed the issues of the previous one. To obviously, that's to the opinion of the person thinking about it, but I know we've talked about that a lot, where every single Treyarch game usually improves or tries to do better than the last title, which sometimes doesn't happen, So hopefully when we get to Black Ops 6, COD HQ integration, we start to see, maybe more changes that make it more feel like an actual COD game, because it's going to happen at one point where probably about a week before, maybe a few days before, that COD HQ update is going to go live, swapping it to the Black Ops 6 stuff.
Yeah.
And we had that last year where it swapped to the MW3 stuff. And I can really see them picking up on all of the complaints and whatever people said about it in the past few years, and really trying to make it something special. I can really see them do that.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that at all. But as far as a crossover goes for Black Ops 6, I don't know, man. I'm really digging the idea of a Halo Master Chief collection or Master Chief operator
Yeah.
skin, and even some LTMs too that could fit that. I mean, after that recent crossover that COD had with Halo within Infinite, which you can check out a video on my channel about that if you want to see. I'm just like, damn, I'm ecstatic about a Master Chief skin in Call of Duty. But
I want some. I mean, obviously, some cool horror icons to get. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees.
yeah,
Those would be some good crossovers to get, and like maybe some like old school like '90s rappers too, man. Like I feel like we just kind of got Snoop Dogg over and over again. Like it might be a little bit too early for a '90s game, but like I'd love to see Eminem. I'd love to see Eminem as a crossover. That would be insane.
that'd
I
be
love it.
insane. He just dropped a new track, I think, last night.
Yeah,
I haven't listened
yeah.
yet, but I heard some good things about it.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
mean that needs to happen to Call of Duty at some point. He's been weirdly connected to Call of Duty for the longest time.
Oh my
It's
god,
kind
yeah,
of
a long
yeah,
time.
it's kind of like even in a weird thing where there was like a new MW3 logo in one of his like animated music videos or something.
Weren't there NFTs or something related to that? There was like a whole bunch
Yeah,
of promos in that weird music video. I remember seeing something like
yeah,
that.
and one of them was an MW3 logo, which was weird because he was then for the MW3 multiplayer reveal trailer. So it's kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
maybe I'm guessing that was just major coincidence, but
I think
Eminem's
yeah,
definitely one of my top.
it might have been. But I'll tell you what's crazy is the other day, obviously, leaks started pouring out following the launch of the season 4
Oh
patch.
yeah,
Like I'm
my God.
actually surprised at how fast things got found because the patch went live and I saw it was within a total of 15
Yep.
minutes, everything was revealed. So Call of Duty posted this GIF and it was like a character looking at another character and I guess someone's about to shoot the word leaks. Like the word leaks is in front of a person, another operator is about to shoot that person, and people are speculating this could be an actual in-game clip from Black Ops 6. It's hard to make out what this
First of
is,
all,
where this is.
I think I
Yeah,
was the only one that actually said that. That said it was probably from the reveal trailer. I don't.
it probably is. Yeah,
I never saw anyone say. I never saw anyone else pick up on the fact that's like they did it with Vanguard when the leaks were coming out. They showed a picture of the
the
one of the
planes.
cinematic cutscenes.
Well, like,
Yep,
what's a plane
exactly.
flying in? Yeah, I
With the
remember that.
leaks.
Yeah,
They did it with Vanguard. So like they've done this before, right before a reveal trailer is going to drop. So I'm fairly certain, and a lot of people haven't really picked up on it, that like that is a shot from the reveal trailer, and everyone just kind of like was like, haha, they're making fun of that stuff is leaking, and no one like even looked at
no one picked up on the actual
no one picked up on the
message.
joke. And the
Yeah,
joke is they
yeah.
leaked their own reveal trailer. So I don't know. I put a tweet out about
Well,
it.
that's great, man. I know. I think it's a good tweet. In everybody's defense, though, I will say there was so much happening that day that I feel like people could. I feel like you could point out one random thing that happened on Wednesday, and there'll be at least a few people that are like, "What, that happened? I didn't know that. I didn't see that." Like there was so
Exactly.
much that leaked, and I have to say I really agree with this direction they're going when it comes to leaks because okay, if you're gonna go in hardware ban or just ban data miners in general, fine. If you're gonna go ahead and make a joke on Twitter about leaks pouring out, fine, but what I have an issue with, which luckily hasn't happened in a long time, is when anybody, whether it's an outlet, whether it's a content creator, talks about what got found or reports on it and gets in trouble for it. That hasn't happened in a while, thankfully. I think this was really rough during Cold War. I mean, I remember literally in Cold War making videos where I would read a Reddit post about the red door and then, copyright strike. I'm like, well, what was struck? There was nothing copyrighted in the video. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I get they have a right to they have a right to say, okay, when it comes to our game, our rights, those are our rights. I get that, but there's fair use in the system too, and I think they've gotten better over the years with how they're going to combat leaks like this. Do what Epic does with Fortnite, like just make jokes about it, make memes about it, whatever.
Well, what Epic does, they literally they lean into it. Like they really lean into, and because think about marketing you see for Fortnite. Everything is just everything is silently going out, and these massive Twitter accounts just promote the shit out of it and leak it. And so Epic doesn't have to do rarely any promotion, just a launch trailer. Like you don't see blog posts, you don't see roadmaps for Fortnite. You don't see any of that. You don't see any of it at all. It's all perpetuated and pushed by the leakers in that community, which I feel like Treyarch really leaned into that this time with the Black Ops 6 stuff, because I feel like this is very Like, okay, we're gonna give you a taste of the Vault Edition. We know you're gonna find this. Boom, we're gonna put that in there for you. And then there's like apparently some little reveal stuff going on, but we've also heard some whispers that there's a lot of stuff that is being hidden, and maybe they've been more proactive in hiding stuff, which makes me think they were purposely leaking stuff. And
Sure. I mean,
yeah,
it's
well,
also
Perk. Oh, hold on, I just gotta say
no.
this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Perka said the Fortnite roadmap was leaked. Well, that's like more of an internal roadmap of like their
Like
type of thing.
their
Like,
Google slide during like a Zoom call or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
exactly.
somebody leaked that.
But I mean roadmap more in the sense of like chapter 3, season 2, boom. Anyway, could have
Well,
been a micro decision. Also true.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the same day that these Vault Edition leaks came out, which we're gonna get to in a second, the Steam page went up, the Xbox Game Pass page went up. Like I think
Yeah,
they totally knew that in the files for COD HQ, which again is another flaw going back to COD HQ. You want to update a new season for last year's COD, and then it's going to contain info for the upcoming COD, right? Like I don't think that would have happened. I mean, it could have still happened because the pre-order bonuses are for MW3, and there's gonna be a Vault Edition pop-up pre-order page in MW3, so that probably still would have leaked anyway, regardless of COD HQ. But it goes to my point of like everything being interconnected has its consequences. Ironically, if you think back to I think it was 2022.
Yeah, long time ago.
Black Ops 6, like campaign missions, concept art, weapon lists, attachments, modes, maps. A lot of things leaked through a Warzone mobile data mine. Can you believe that? A Warzone mobile data mine in 2022 revealed Black Ops 6 information. I remember where I was that day. I think I had Taco visiting, and I swear it was like, I think MW2 even out yet? I mean, it must have been.
It wasn't.
Or maybe it was because Warzone Mobile, I don't know. No, I had to have been. Because Warzone Mobile didn't come out until after MW2 dropped for like limited regions and whatnot. And Black Ops 6 stuff was in there, which is crazy. But
are you sure? I don't know.
Oh, I could be wrong, but I'm
just thinking back. I'm just thinking back to the render I made, the Adler one, because I made that. In reaction to that leak, and I don't think I made that during MW2.
Yeah, I could have my dates wrong here, but I remember there's a Warzone Mobile leak, and all of a sudden there's Black Ops 6 stuff in there. I'm like, huh? Like I just couldn't believe it, but it's just it's wild to see how much got found in one day. And I'm a huge fan of them, at least, playing a joke on it. But clearly it was coordinated. They knew that stuff was going to get found, which is fine. I mean, would I prefer if it just gets officially revealed, legitimately? Sure. But I think my only actual issue with the leak was that it was on Wednesday, which is the launch of season 4, because, the patch goes out. I'm covering patch notes, covering the battle pass. And I want to get to like the weekly challenges, the new event, and other Easter eggs for season 4. But it's like I had to pause that, which again, that's a good prompt to have too much to cover. But I paused that and covered some of the Black Ops 6 stuff, which did get found, which is a good segue, actually. The Vault Edition, first off, got leaked in full. So this is something that we expected to see relatively soon. And I believe pre-orders are going to go live on June 9th. It could be before that, because I know you put a tweet out as well. Somebody tagged, I think, the Detonated account in a picture that, hey, they put money down at GameStop. They put $5 down at GameStop. Yep. Money was paid for a Black Ops 6 pre-order. Not sure how or why GameStop allows that before the actual reveal, because you don't really know what you're getting reward-wise, right, if you do that. And it's like, okay, whatever. But point being, pre-orders are going live really soon. The actual skins for the Vault Edition, I think, are absolutely top-notch. We're talking Klaus from Cold War with human flesh. He's still alive somehow, maybe, or it's just a free skin you get. He looks great. We haven't seen him since Maruto Ending.
Yep. I love if he was voiced. Like with his Klaus voice. I'd love that. That'd be so cool.
And Nolan North did voice him in Cold War. So him coming back as a director, I think, is inevitable. But
100%, yeah. After the end of Cold War, 100%.
Yeah, we have Klaus. We have the Warden, or just Brutus. He looks awesome. I mean, I don't know if this means he's going to be a boss in one of the upcoming round-based maps, but he looks great. I cannot wait. I'm sure the skins are animated as well. You can tell there's like lightning, soaring through his chains. Klaus has like this purple energy soaring through him. Those are the first two skins that we at least know the identities of, right? The other two skins, I want to say one of them is Adler. I could be wrong here, but the hairstyle just looks too similar to Adler. That orange-looking one. That looks great. And if you had to guess who the woman is on his left, who was the most popular female character, I think, during Cold War was Helen Park. So I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely Park.
Maybe it's not, but I think if you look at her face alone, her eye, I just compare it to other Park models from Cold War, it looks just like her. But That is the Vault Edition. Now, I know weapons also leaked out, which I don't think I had in this video here because they didn't leak yet, but I know you tweeted out
Yeah, I
about
definitely tweeted
them.
about it.
Yeah, because stuff was getting found periodically. So we don't know what weapons they're for, but there's a ton of, like, I guess, mastercrafts, reactive blueprints,
Yep.
psycho looking skins here.
I mean,
I think they're all
I mean,
mastercrafts,
there.
actually.
I mean, yeah, that I said they're all mastercrafts because, like, maybe like look at them, like
Yeah, just literally
they
look at them.
are every single one of them looks like they have some sort of glowing aspect to it. Absolutely insane. And I mean, like, dare I say, these are some of the best weapon blueprints we've seen in the better half of half a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Since Cold War, since 2021, when that game was still getting updated, the crazy Mastercrafts tracers, death effects. Those were the last time we saw something on this scale. Maybe rivaled by Vanguard, but I know Vanguard kind of fell flat on some Mastercraft cosmetics. But like, look at these ones, like the knife blueprint alone, like something so simple like that, just like an ether crystal shard, absolutely amazing. You have like some like weird like shotgun ice staff looking thing, absolutely just stellar, just stellar.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
honestly, sniping community is going crazy over the one that kind of looks like the locust. Like, it's going to be a great time. I mean, also looking at the operator skins, like, dare I say, these are some of the best pre-order skins we've ever seen for Call of Duty, and some of the best skins we've gotten
Oh,
over
yeah.
the past 3 years.
Easily. And it's crazy because those are all rewards that are for Black Ops 6. I believe there's a
For
chance you'll be
launch.
able to use them in the beta, though. I think MW3 allowed you to do that. I think you were able to use Vault Edition rewards in the beta for
Yep.
Modern Warfare 3. Hopefully, Black Ops 6 does that. The wood skins now, which I hope carry forward into Black Ops 6 somehow to an extent.
I guarantee they will.
They're too good. There's a base wood skin, a zombified woods, and a numbers brainwashed woods, which looks psycho. I mean, we're talking reactive, animated. I mean, these skins look great. These will be available within season 4 of Modern Warfare 3 once you pre-order. I think an instant pre-order reward will be these skins here, which is great. The voice lines leaked out for Woods already because obviously they're for MW3. Even the finishing move leaked out, and it could be confirmed that Damon Victor Allen is returning from Cold War, which is great. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Damon. We became good friends over the years. He's an awesome dude. He is back as Woods for this game. I know there was some odd confusion going on about like who could voice him because James C. Burns was tweeting some weird shit, but he's not back as Woods.
Usually if there's a voice actor teasing or tweeting about them returning to a role, they probably don't have it because NDAs exist. Things of the sort exist to make people not say that type of stuff. But yeah, I heard those voice lines and I was like, man, it's Damon. He's back, man. And
yeah,
we play with Damon a lot on stream and off stream. Like, he's a great dude. He just had so much fun. He's had so much fun playing Cold War. And yeah, just a great man. Just a great guy.
Yeah,
great guy
no, I mean, he fully embodies the role. He cares a lot. He's really invested. So that's really cool that they brought him back for that. But amongst one of the, I think, more shocking discoveries with this Vault Edition, first off, there's going to be a Black Cell offering. You'll get Black Cell Season 1 Battle Pass, which we don't know what that looks like yet. Probably a little far away from.
Which I pray, again, going back to Treyarch, hearing feedback and doing something about it, I pray they move away from black and gold and do it, at least do it like black and that color's theme. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something unique, yeah.
Something to go off here is that the Black Cell logo is actually orange, which before even the one last year for MW3, it was gold. Maybe we get black and orange themed cosmetics all season. I wouldn't mind that. Something different.
I wouldn't mind that either.
Something different.
Please.
Anyway.
But amongst one of the crazier discoveries of the Vault Edition is that Gobblegums are returning. This is wild news. I didn't expect this to be in the Vault Edition. There have been rumors for a while that, Gobblegums are coming back and we would see them come back from Black Ops 3. Let's point out first, we don't know what their abilities are going to be. We don't know if we're talking like classics or whimsicals. Are we talking some of the more overpowered ones like, shopping free, raindrops, perkaholic, killing time? We don't know how powerful these are, what they will be. So before people freak out about this making the game too easy, let's wait and see what they actually do first. It's also unclear how they are being brought back. So you'll get some in the Vault Edition. Maybe they'll just be in bundles throughout the year, but what is the free in-game method to earning them? Because
Exactly.
they've removed supply drops. I think a lot of games have been regulated as of the last couple of years that, to reduce gambling and loot chest and
Yeah.
that kind of lottery system. So if there is a really solid and fair system to earning these for free, then I have no issue with them being in, additions or bundles for Black Ops 6. But I find it funny how I feel like at least the same people who have never been quiet about Black Ops Cold War being too easy and that it's a guided game and the quests are too straightforward and there's nothing difficult about it. Those same people, at least from what I see, are happy Gobblegums are coming back when Gobblegums made games like Black Ops 3, and I know there were elixirs in BO4, but they made those games incredibly easy in
And
every possible way. So now it's okay though. Like I don't. It's just odd. It's just odd to see some of the reactions to Gobblegums.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, the initial reaction, Gobblegums. Everyone knows their nostalgia response to Gobblegums. Obviously, Black Ops 3. But I think the main difference between the Elixir system and the Gobblegum system was that people. And by the way, some of you guys might not know this. That probably the only reason why people actually like Gobblegums is that because you could dashboard and abuse that and never actually use any Gobblegums unless your game actually fully ended. Because if you dashboard, you still kept all your XP, still kept this, still kept that, kept all your Gobblegums. People abuse that, and people, I'm sure you agree. People really did
Oh
just
yeah,
take
yeah.
advantage of that the entire year once it was found. Elixirs weren't used as much because that capability was not into the game. They fixed it. So I genuinely do not believe that they're going to add Gobblegums back and then also have a system where you can dashboard. And if they do, then they're just
Pubs are cooked after that.
yeah, pubs are cooked. I mean, if there is a system in place where you can dashboard or save your gobblegums by ending the game without actually ending the game, then I think Treyarch is purposely doing that for nostalgia purposes, I believe.
And that's the thing. If the Gobblegums aren't as overpowered as some of the crazier ones that we've seen over the years, then will there be a need to dashboard, right? If it's like a whimsical, or if it's like a stock option, or what's another like random Gobblegum, like I don't know, like Carpenters or something. You know what I mean? Like if they're not that crazy, why would you want a
Yeah.
dashboard? Is the point. But I'm gonna find it really fascinating if people are cheering on Gobblegums for the next couple of months. Yeah, they're back, and then people don't realize that the system that they were a part of before in BO3, like that was a pretty tough system. Liquid Diviniums, could be earned for free, but people out there weren't really going into play to farm those. They would just dashboard all the time and save them either way. So there's that system to worry about, how they're going to be incorporated, and then it's the idea of how powerful they'll be, how they impact gameplay to the point where people are like, oh, now this is easier than Cold War, which in reality is just going to be on par with BO3 with how easy you can make a Easter egg go or a high round go when you just keep spamming Gobblegums. I'm not even against a system like this. I think it's cool, but Cold War did it really nice with like the crystal upgrade system. I think Cold War had it down right where there really weren't any MTX at all for zombies at all.
I think the way you do a modern day gobblegum system is that basically you have the crystal upgrade system. Cool, awesome. Just like Cold War, which I pray comes back because I absolutely love that, being able to upgrade your perks, melee, the weapon classes. That was perfect. But I also think for round milestones, you should also get the currency in which you can then go try and get gobblegums with. You know what I mean? Hit round 25, get whatever. Basically, how the liquid dividium was earned. Um, and then maybe once you get all your crystal upgrades, you get extra bonus ones, so it kind of rewards you for playing the game more. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's very very interesting. Maybe they're all paid. Maybe they're all. Maybe we're definitely gonna see them in battle passes 100%.
Oh yeah, 100.
Maybe even black cell offerings, get a free perkaholic in the season 1 black cell. Like, we don't even know at this point, and we don't know how predatory you could get, because how people became so explosive over DMZ stuff for a medium backpack. Apparently the game was over because someone spawned in with 2 extra slots in their backpack. So I don't
Well,
know. It's going to be interesting.
I could think of a number of things. First off, I think the whole, DMZ benefits in bundles, and then what we saw recently, MWZ benefits in bundles, that I think is evolving with Black Ops 6, where it's like Black Ops 6 zombie benefits in bundles, whether it's just gobblegum, because maybe it's just gobblegums, right? Maybe that's the system. Whereas MWZ, you were able to see, ether crystals or ether tools or, AATs, which we've seen in bundles and battle passes for MW3. DMZ, there was also a variety of rewards. Again, like you said, the backpacks, the gas masks, the UAVs, the self revives, the battle rage. We saw all those things, right? The new version of that is probably gobblegums. I'm thinking of a few things here. Maybe they start off kind of like BO4, where it's kind of just classic type of gums. They're not really that crazy, but then after a couple of seasons, they introduce more and more powerful ones, which I think by then you're totally gonna have people asking for Perkaholic to come back. Maybe it's not at launch, but over time you might see more and more powerful abilities and bonuses. That's one thing to consider for sure. And then hopefully a better system that doesn't require like an overhaul. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's not a system at launch where it's like, wow, it's really slow earn rate to get gobblegums. This sucks. I'd rather just buy a bundle or get the Vault Edition to get, these gums that I want. And I'm going to dashboard to keep them. Hopefully it's not like that. You know what I mean? But I would just hope for a solid system at launch, because look at like BO4 supply drops, for example. The black market revamp that game got closer to MW19's launch was phenomenal. But if that game had that system all the way through for the whole cycle, people really wouldn't have complained about supply drops at all. It's like, it's not even about the supply drops being the issue. It's the earn rate. It's the ability to trade in X amount for a guaranteed item of your choice. So it's all about how the system gets incorporated. So yeah, I'm really curious how they're going to do all this. But you just mentioned, right, it was controversial when DMZ did it. MWZ I don't feel like MWZ was really controversial though for like the bundle benefits, because it's not PvP, I guess, which is fair. And BO6 won't be either. So do you think the controversy will still be as rough as DMZ when that update initially dropped?
I think, people were obviously like, oh, people initially were pretty, not receptive to, for example, a tier 2 crystal being in MW3 bundles for zombies, right? But I think it gets a little bit different when you start introducing things like, for example, if there's a 3,000 COD point bundle and it comes with, for example, Perkaholic or whatever, right? That's a little bit more of a steeper thing than just one pack a punch, then one perk can, then one upgrade. Like that's every perk in the game, just for free right off the bat. So I mean, I guess there's going to be controversy either way. We're probably going to see most of the people praising gobblegums in a few months, then say like, well, this isn't what I remember. This isn't BO3.
Yeah,
we're going to see that 100%. We're going to 100% see that.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. It's like, oh, you can't dashboard and save things. Everyone's like, oh, they already ruined the system, and now I have to actually play the game normally to use my gobblegums. Like it's going to be a amusement park that I think come a couple of months, but.
I almost guarantee we're gonna earn gobblegums in the battle pass, because we're look at right now. People may have forgot because the items are just kind of obsolete at this point. But you're still getting zombies exclusive items in the battle pass.
Like,
you're still getting
a lot of bundles too.
Tools, yeah, bundles, yeah, but definitely the most in the battle pass. From the tools, from pack-a-punch crystals to whatever the case may be.
But I think the thing is, there's nothing even wrong with that. It's just about how you can earn those items for free outside of bundles, battle passes, and vault editions. It's about that system outside of it, not so much that you get free ones in those offerings. But.
There was a lot of people that were against these zombies items in the battle pass, because it takes away from an actual item that could have been in place, and it promotes more laziness or whatever the case may be there, right? Which I don't get that argument, but do you think an emblem there you're never going to use is going to be something genuinely better than, say, a gobblegum that you might actually use?
That's only
in the game.
Yeah, that's only a correct argument if you don't play zombies. I think if you even play zombies a little bit, or you hop into grind camos, or you hop in to level up your weapons, like those ether tools and those crystals will go farther or will provide more value for you than any calling card, charm, or a finishing move that you're likely not going to use. There's not much else they could even add in a battle pass besides a blueprint anyway. So it's like, are you mad about less blueprints? I guess I don't know, but it's just that's a silly argument too, because those items do hold more value. But before we segue off zombies for a second, the other day, or I should say almost a week ago now, on a Sunday, by the way, because I mentioned how Saturday was crazy because content creators randomly posted. It was like 2 or 3 of them. It wasn't that many. Randomly posted like, oh, I was at Sledgehammer and I was using the Car 98K in Tokyo and in Paris. I'm like, what? So they dropped gameplay on a Saturday, which was hilarious. Then Sunday, a day later, 3 content creators. It was Noah J, Lovely Low, and I believe Repulse. They received literal TVs at their house, right? At their houses. And they literally unboxed the TV, put in a VHS tape that it came with, and it showed them the video that is now available on, I think, channel 5 of thetruthlies.com. My pager ended up beeping super loud that day too. It was like, I forgot what the message said. It was something like channel 5 something. It was telling us to go to channel 5 so we can watch this video they receive on their TVs, but in HD. First off, I want to say that I find it funny that they didn't. I'm going to word this the right way so it doesn't come off wrong, but the way they handled the creator packages this time around, I think is so much better than Pawn Takes Pawn, because it wasn't so much like, okay, we all have to sit around and just wait for streamers to open stuff and figure stuff out. It was more so like streamers received something that boosted our hunt in the puzzle and in the reveal, and then everyone still got to come together and figure things out collectively. It wasn't like Pawn Takes Pawn where it's like, wait for a creator to set up projector. They have to figure out this weird puzzle. Oh, it's Summit, and they have to go to Summit, and then you know what I mean? Like it wasn't so much like that. It was, I think, done so much better this time around with the pages and the TVs. I loved it. So again, everyone was able to feel included and a part of whatever the hunt was. In the video that creators received and the one that's now on the Truth Lies website, somehow, I'm actually surprised this happened. What do you think about this? We got zombies gameplay before anything else. There might have been a few snippets of campaign in this VHS tape, some in-game shots, I think, of like a helicopter and some soldiers, maybe, but we got zombies gameplay for Black Ops 6 this early. This has never happened before. So do you think this is a good sign for zombies development? Do you think they're confident about this mode, considering they've shown a couple of snippets already of what could be maybe Terminus Island or Liberty Falls? I'm not sure which map was shown here for round based, but
yeah, I mean, I think it definitely has to do with they sent one of the packages to Noah J. They're gonna have to do something zombies themed, right? If they're sending something to Noah J. And I believe all the messages, all the VHS tapes or whatever the case or whatever they were personalized. They said their name or whatever in it, but
yeah, they were personalized.
Yeah, I think see the zombies information. I think campaign that's gonna have its cinematic shown. We know kind of what's gonna go on with that. What's gonna be showcased. Like big explosions, whatever. Treyarch really know that going into this game, there hasn't been a fully fleshed out zombies mode for 4 years. There has not been a fully fleshed out, Treyarch developed third mode in over 3 years. So they know that going into this, and Treyarch is hyper aware of the fact that people want the zombies. People have been asking for the zombies. Vanguard didn't do it. MW3 didn't do it. Obviously, MW2 didn't have anything. So going into this game, they really know that people are hungry and they want a classic zombies experience back again.
Completely agree. I think I see a comment in chat that's kind of funny. It's like, please give us as many zombies maps as BO3. I want to remind you that BO3 had Shadows of Giant and then 4 more maps after that. So that's 6 maps total, right? Cold War had 4 maps, so just 2 maps under that. If you want to count Outbreaks. Plus Outbreaks, so I guess 5 maps in Cold War, if you want to say. If you're including Chronicles with that for BO3, fine, but that means BO6 needs 3 years of support then to probably see that many maps. But there's apparently a Black Ops game coming in 2025 as well. So without getting into that, if we get 4 or 5 round-based maps in Black Ops 6, another 4 or 5 in Black Ops 2025, you're going to be surpassing the amount of round-based maps that BO3 got in a single year. Or I'm sorry, the BO3 got in 2 years, so to speak. If you're not counting remakes, just original maps. So I think that's really cool. Zombies hype is off to a really good start. And before we get into like the reveal, like the showcase June 9th, which isn't far away, by the way, we're really close to this Xbox event. We'll get into that in just a second. We then got 2 other things that I want to mention real quick because this is crazy. So number 1, let me open the Detonator Twitter real quick. The actual live action trailer premiered on, I believe it was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. It might have, it maybe would have been Monday, but it was Memorial Day, so they probably took that day off. But we got a live action trailer for Black Ops 6, which, by the way, a live action trailer typically means you're not going to see gameplay. I think there was people like, I remember in my chat and even in the Call of Duty chat.
Very weird day.
Very weird day. People were like,
That's it?
That's it? We waited for this? It's only 58 seconds? You know, where's the gameplay? Where's zombies? I don't see round base. I'm like, I'm like face palming so fucking hard, dude. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I mean, if you're new to COD, that's a little bit different. Maybe you didn't know that a live action COD trailer probably means you're not seeing gameplay. Sometimes there's snippets here and there. You know, they'll show some clips, but the trailer is meant to set up the tone and the narrative of the single player, of the campaign. Not that you get campaign gameplay, but you will get a taste of the story. That's the way those work. With that out the way, right? We'll actually dissect the live action trailer in a second. Call of Duty posted, I think, a link to this trailer on their website or on the COD blog, right?
They embedded it on the COD blog. Yep.
Somehow the wrong thumbnail was embedded on this link. The thumbnail that was put on the embedded link is for the full reveal trailer, which we're not going to see until June 9th, the Xbox event. This thumbnail gives us our first look at Adler. I find it so funny. We got our first look at Adler from a thumbnail mistake, which looks great, by the way. I think this is awesome.
I can't tell if that's live action or cinematic. I can't tell.
It's got to be cinematic because live action. Is his name Bruce Thomas? Is that his name? Who plays Adler?
Well, I mean,
I don't think it looks like
obviously
him.
it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be. You know, I don't think Bruce Thomas would play it. It would be someone that could
like a lookalike. They can. Yeah. Got it.
They can generally do the same voice, but I don't know. That cutscene looks really good, man. But I was thinking about it. Like, I don't know. It's not as iconic as the Cold War reveal trailer thumbnail with like Wood standing there in front of the fire with like, I don't know. I
really like yeah. That's a good one too. That's a good one too.
I don't know. I think the text and stuff around the borders and stuff kind of ruin it. I think it would be better if it was just like a logo in the corner and then just like the Adler screenshot with no borders or anything.
That might not even be the thumbnail anymore for the full trailer at this point because that leaks so
they might
early.
change it.
They might have changed it, but there's like a whole custom.
Get back in the studio, bro.
Get back to that Photoshop editing. But there's this custom little pop up on the Xbox version of the live action trailer. It looks so cool, dude. Xbox is really going all out with the Black Ops 6 marketing. The live action trailer, oh my God. I get the chills. It's eerie. You get really good lookalikes for Bill Clinton, George Bush, the former Secretary of State, the former Prime Minister of the UK, Saddam Hussein. I mean, I don't know if it's AI voices that you hear in this trailer, or do these actors sound like them? Probably not. But how crazy cool was this little live action piece? I mean, it was well edited. I mean, the dialogue. I mean, dude, chef's freaking kiss to the setup for this marketing.
I think everyone going into this was expecting just to see Saddam because it was the thumbnail. So everyone was kind of like, oh, the coordinates led to his palace. It's going to be something to do with him there. But I was blown away by this trailer because I was one of those people that thought it was just going to be Saddam with some sort of plot point. But I was genuinely surprised with what was shown there. I was not expecting to see such it's almost creepy how insanely accurate at all those interpretations looked. Like even Zai said in chat that legit sounded like Bill Clinton. I think it's also just another I think it's also another just insane level that only Treyarch would go to like almost, because I'm not sure if these are like actors that looked like him or they deep faked, whatever the case may be. They just took like previous historical figures and said they were lying, you know, and said they were doing like shady things. And I think that's so there's crazy balls Treyarch has to do that. Crazy.
Man, I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised they got away with that. Too. Yeah.
It's not like Makarov. It's not like Makarov saying like, oh, well, you know, we lied about this. Like, no, it's like president's not even 30 years ago now. Saying this shit, like it's just good. It's just so
it
good.
Is
like Treyarch marketing is just beyond anything else we've ever had for any other Call of Duty title, and I'm sure like everyone agrees in chat. Just the levels ahead. It's just insane.
No, it's man, the hype and energy from this alone was incredible. I mean, the beautiful key art at the end, that whole little outro animation from this trailer. Oh man, this was just so well done. The comments are going crazy. I mean, this is the kind of like government conspiracy, crazy real life twist that I was looking for, right? Like, I'm not going to go into this again, but this is what I want to see. Not like I don't want to see 9/11 in a cutscene or a fucking no Russian style mission. I don't want to see that. I want to see this kind of cool shit. Like, oh, dude, it's just perfectly, bringing us back to where Cold War left off with that kind of tone and narrative that the campaign established. It is, oh man, so well done. Really happy to see this. And at the very end of that trailer, what's really cool is they confirmed that Black Ops 6 will be available day one on Game Pass. Now, they're going to go into this, obviously, Sunday, June 9th. I just didn't expect them to confirm it now. I guess that kind of sets up the hype a little bit. That's cool. But as far as how the event works, there's definitely confusion on this. It's not in Warzone. There is something in Warzone, which I want to circle back to in a minute. But Xbox will have a showcase on Sunday, June 9th, just like the state of play that happened yesterday for PlayStation. During that showcase, as an FYI, it's not a COD-only showcase. There's going to be people in comments like, oh, where's COD? Where's Black Ops 6? I don't care about these third-party games. I don't care about these, these indie games. People are going to be rude. You already know. The chat's going to be weird, right? It's an Xbox showcase event. During that event, there will be a trailer, likely a gameplay one, for Black Ops 6, right? After that event ends, there will be what is likely a 40-minute to an hour direct event for just Black Ops 6. So I didn't even know until I read this article or from the Xbox Wire, there was a Starfield direct after an Xbox game showcase. I think was it last year or the year before, and that event lasted about 40 minutes. So we're getting that again, but for Black Ops 6, Sunday, June 9th. During that Black Ops 6 direct, it might be like COD Next, where you have just a bunch of devs sitting down talking about each game mode. It'll be an in-depth experience, which I'm really excited to see. So we have essentially two events to look forward to from the Xbox front. Now, before I get back on Game Pass, as far as like Warzone goes, something weird got data mined a few days ago with the Season 4 patch, and that is some type of Warzone infill sequence. Leakers found numerous lines from Woods for some type of reveal event for Black Ops 6 where he's giving orders, he's talking about kids. I mean, I don't know exactly.
Well, no, he's not talking about kids.
He's calling us kids, or is he calling us kids? Yeah, that's what that can be taken so bad out of context. Yeah, excuse that. He's calling us kids in the
ready up kids.
Yeah, ready up kids. Yeah, something like that. And I want to say it's probably similar to, I probably can't find the video now, but is her name Melina from Vanguard? Was that her name? If I'm remembering her name right, Polina, excuse me, Polina.
Not Melina. That's MW3.
She at the end of like a Rebirth match, I think it was just Rebirth during Warzone 1. The exfil sequence of Rebirth, she would come in and like shoot the operators. It was like some really odd Vanguard marketing that happened, which was pretty cool. Something like that's happening for Woods, but there's apparently challenges also for whatever this Warzone event is. I'm pulling up the article on it right now. It seems to be something that I want to say could happen before June 9th. Do you think it'll happen before June 9th, or is it after? Well, this like Woods type of Warzone event.
We got countdown timers that are going to start showing up in the game. We have the main menu stuff going to change. I think it's genuinely a coin flip, whether it's going to be before or after. Before, aka as early as next week. At the start of June, leading up into the June 9th massive showcase. I think it's genuinely a coin flip. Could be the days after the showcase. It could be the week before. We're going to have to wait and see on that, to be honest.
I like Revive's theory saying that it could be the same day as a showcase. That would be cool if like in the morning before.
Be a mess.
That would be a mess to cover all that one day, but that would be pretty cool at the same time of like, to really go along with the big showcase. From Xbox, you get, stuff in-game alongside all that. I think that would be really interesting. So there is something happening in-game. I get questions all the time like, oh, where's the Warzone event like last year? We're not really getting that, but something is still happening in Warzone, according to leakers out there on Twitter that have found numerous references. Something is still happening, which is cool. But as far as Game Pass goes, here is something really interesting. So this has been a topic of discussion for a long time. It's almost a tired discussion at this point. I'm actually really excited for Microsoft to kind of just lay it all out really soon. But real quick, I just found the link I was looking for. So new orders, kids. We got intel. There might be key information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. That's something that we'll be seeing in Warzone.
That's cool.
The challenge is called The Truth Lies, gain the exclusive execution, evidence board, and discovered intel to uncovering the mole. So Sounds like some rewards are even tied to whatever this is as well, which is pretty exciting.
Yep.
But I'm excited for the June 9th event to finally just like lay it all out for Game Pass. They confirmed Black Ops 6 will be on Game Pass day one. We know that. But what we don't know is whether or not there'll be a price increase to Game Pass, whether a new tier is coming out that you have to subscribe to get Black Ops 6 day one, or how the Vault Edition and like exclusive early benefits work for Black Ops 6. Do you get campaign early access? Do you get beta bonuses? How does all that work? We don't know. We're probably going to learn that on June 9th. But the fact that you can play the game day one with Game Pass is really important. So are you predicting a price increase, or are you thinking that they'll just do a different tier? Because right now there's rumors that there's not going to be any different tiers that are necessary for Black Ops 6. But what are your takeaways?
I think they have to do a price increase, to sort of make up for the fact that a lot of people are going to obviously go to the Game Pass route for the biggest franchise of all time, most popular franchise of all time. It's going to hurt sales. It's going to hurt sales a lot. Because now you're gonna have people that are going to buy Game Pass for a month, and if it's not anywhere close to the $70 mark, you're Microsoft, Activision is going to be losing out on a lot of money. And I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to pay for the Game Pass and then play it for the first month and then not renew the Game Pass or even get a free Game Pass subscription. That's why I think there has to be some sort of increase, and I think that's what they're going to do. And I think at this point they haven't exactly said that yet because there's going to be obviously pushback on that. But if there is no increase of price, I mean, I think that could hurt Call of Duty a lot.
I do want to stress as well, it's not that we're advocating for this big price increase and like we're some type of corporate shills. I'm not trying to come across that way, but
I'm buying the game either way. I'm not doing Game Pass.
Fair enough. Fair.
So.
I just remember last week we went into this a lot, and for those that didn't tune in, the consequences of Call of Duty sales dipping because of this Game Pass integration could be extremely, extremely dramatic. We're talking, because we've already seen this before with other studios under the Microsoft umbrella. A game could come out, it's a banger, high ratings, high player count, does well, maybe doesn't have MTX, but still is a solid, successful game. Because of the Game Pass integration, game sales were severely low. So Game Pass sales just hurt the ability for the game to sell on its own, right? Which has its consequences. You get studios that fully shut down. You get budget cuts and, layoffs at other studios. You have certain projects, getting scrapped entirely because they have to favor the massive IPs and those sequels, and you have to move studios to those games under the Microsoft. But like, there's so many different issues that could arise from Call of Duty, especially the biggest franchise in the world, one of the biggest, not selling enough. That could impact a lot of other things. So we're hoping that this Game Pass integration doesn't impact game sales that way somehow, whether it means a price increase, whether it means a different tier, so that things could just stay afloat and other studios don't suffer consequences from another IP's, lack of game sales, right? That's hopefully clear.
Yeah, we can think back to previous situations of this. I mean, if you want to sort of put Bethesda on the same level of Activision, I don't know if that's fair, but Starfield did not see a price increase for Game Pass, was on Game Pass day one. I believe anyway, right? It was on Game Pass day one. I'm fair.
I actually don't know. I mean, it probably was.
Starfield Game Pass.
They'll probably want all Bethesda games day one on Game Pass because they own them now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and even says right here, it was. It's a rarity that a game of this caliber is released on day one for Game Pass. Instead of paying $70 for the game, subscribers can pay $10 a month to get the game on PC, $11 if they want to play it on Xbox Series consoles, and $17 if they want to play it on both. So a game of a massive hyped up game like that, like Starfield, one of Bethesda's, biggest games they're working on, was not price increased, and that's very, very, that's very scary to look at. Because you don't know the consequences that could have had for Bethesda if they would have sold more, if they would have made more, if it wasn't on Game Pass, right? But obviously, there's a lot of people that are for the Game Pass thing, and I think we're gonna have to wait it out and see how that plays out.
Sure,
to
sure.
see if it actually hurts. But I think it could be really good, but it also could be really bad. I think it could
I
both
think
be
that
really
that also
good.
answers the question of, okay, what about like beta benefits, rewards, Vault Edition skins for Game Pass owners or for Game Pass subscribers? I think that's probably how they'll do it. Where they're like, oh, you want to get the game on Game Pass for $10 or $11? Sure, pay an extra $5 and you get the Vault Edition offering. You know what I mean? Like that's probably how that'll work. For those wondering how to get extra cosmetics and stuff for Black Ops 6. We'll see a confirmation on June 9th though. But right now,
Yeah.
current Game Pass prices include Game Pass Ultimate, $17 a month, Game Pass for console, $11 a month, PC Game Pass, $10 a month, and then Game Pass Core is either $10 a month or $60 a year. So whether those prices stick for Black Ops 6 remain to be seen. But it's also possible that, hey, they say on June 9th, hey, it's the current tiers that you can use to get Black Ops 6 day one. Don't worry about it. And then September 30th, they're like, oh, by the way, a couple dollars price increase for Game Pass a couple weeks before Black Ops 6 releases. That could happen too. They might not announce the price increase until later, or they don't do it at all. But lots of things we could take away. But I do agree. There's a comment in chat saying that MTX probably make more than game sales anyway, so we shouldn't have to worry about Call of Duty game sales.
That is true.
I get that, but just think about how big Call of Duty is. Those game sales are still a lot every single year. I get the argument that MTX had to make up for that. We've even argued before. MTX bundle sales, like people should be advocating for them to sell decently because those pay for your free seasonal updates. Those pay for your DLC roadmaps. Those pay for the updates you get for free. So
Yeah.
that makes up for not having to worry about a season pass to get 4 map packs again, right? But if Black Ops 6 MTX can do extraordinary numbers wise, then hopefully that means no other studios will at all suffer or experience any issues. I know Eurogamer and maybe IGN put out articles that it'll be the current tiers for Black Ops 6 day one. That is probably how they'll do it. But I'm just curious too if the current tiers will also support all past Call of Duty titles coming to Game Pass with their DLCs, or do you have to pay an extra fee for that too? Because that needs to happen too. Like, I would rather subscribe to Game Pass and play old CODs with their map packs instead of having to buy the older CODs on Steam or Battle.net.
Yeah.
And then have to pay for their
Especially for
season
PC.
passes. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for PC, yeah.
Yeah, wishlist pages are up for Black Ops 6 right now. I know PlayStation doesn't have it yet. I know you can see it on Game Pass and Steam though, the wishlist option for Black Ops 6. But still hoping for the best when it comes to the Game Pass integration. I think things will be fine for the most part. But let's just see how COD does this, because it's the first time COD's attempting this. We don't know how this will impact, a beta, campaign early access, so on and so forth. There's that rumored zombies early access. You get like 2 weeks early for a round-based map. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how Game Pass does it. But on the bright side, think about preloads, right? To my understanding, Game Pass lets you preload new games fairly early. I think maybe earlier than a typical preload would be, or maybe the same day. But
I don't know. I don't know about that.
But that might be an easier way to preload a new Call of Duty, as opposed to new seasons or previous COD installments. I think that'll be something pretty cool. But I think that's just about the Black Ops 6 topics that we missed since last week, unless I'm missing something here.
Vault Edition stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'd say that sounds like pretty much it.
Just making sure we covered Black Ops 6.
Yep.
To the max here. There is quite a bit to get through with Season 4, chat. So, again, a lot of this got brushed under the rug because of all the Black Ops 6 craziness.
Sad.
It is sad because it's like, if all the Black Ops 6 stuff would have happened, let's say this week, or if the stuff for the Vault Edition and all those leaks would have been in like a different pass, not the Season 4 one, I think it would have helped Season 4 a little bit. Not that Season 4 is down bad or anything. It's been a pretty strong, healthy season of content, at least for MP and Warzone so far. First off, I'm allowed to say now, there was a Season 4 creator call last Tuesday, hence why Bajari took over the stream, which was very helpful. He was hanging out with you guys for an hour while I was on that Season 4 creator call.
I was trying yapping, bro.
Yeah.
I need to get Balloons TD 6 set up.
Oh, so you could play something while get a window capture up for that.
Yeah, I'll do that next time.
Yeah, it was a great call. A little bit shorter than usual, but they got through a lot, and I think it's because they didn't have to talk about Warzone Mobile, so I think that's why they were able to get through topics. But here's some exclusives that I know Detonated reported on already.
They didn't talk about Warzone Mobile?
No, They
Oh my
didn't.
god.
So that kind of explains why the call was kind of wrapped up at like 11:45, and then
Yeah.
they used the last 10 minutes to just do Q&As, and they didn't touch on mobile. So that means all those mobile creators didn't get that Zoom invite, which was crazy. But the call went over multiplayer, Warzone, zombies, and ranked. They didn't even touch on Black Ops 6 because this is a season 4 only call. Here are some exclusive takeaways that you guys might have missed, unless you guys follow .NET on Twitter or if you've seen my recent videos. First off, Get High is coming back with a bit of a revamp later in season 4. It's going to be called Get Higher. The map will look different aesthetically. It has more of like a Days of Summer, hot kind of vibe to it. It's not so much the last theme we had with the 420 event. There will be exclusive camos, which have not been revealed yet. I got to see them on the call. They look great, by the way. What's a way to describe them? Let me see. It's like a retro. How do you think I should describe this? Like a retrofitted, colorful, computerized, digitized, really cool looking camouflages.
Retro synthwave.
There you go. That's the word I'm thinking of. Retro synthwave. I'm trying to think of a better term. Like think of the theme of Get High, but camos for weapons. There's going to be 2 camos like that for the new map Get Higher, and that's really cool. There's rewards tied to the mode now. That's awesome. There's that. Footsteps are quieter across the board. This is a big one. What do you think about this, by the way? Because footsteps now being quieter across the board, I think that's huge, by the way. They want to lower the amount of covert sneakers being used. What do you think about that one? That's a big one for multiplayer only, by the way, not Warzone. Multiplayer only.
Apparently that was a big issue. I just use the lightweight boots all the time. I don't care about. I kind of want people to hear me. You know, I want people to hear me so they know I'm around, right? Because I'm a very aggressive player. I don't want to be hidden, bro. I want to be in the action.
Yeah.
So apparently that was a big issue. Saw some people on Twitter saying that actually did help. And making people running different perks now, which is a good thing. That's cool that it's sort of makes some people play differently. So very, very. I don't think we've ever seen a change like that. We've heard of increasing footstep audio. I don't think we've ever heard of decreasing the audio. You know what I mean? Like that came to me as a shock.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone always complains about the audio in Call of Duty games, and now they're making it lower.
It wasn't loud. It wasn't loud enough. Now it's too loud.
Exactly.
You have the opposite issue here. But I think it's actually insane. I don't think any studio. I think Treyarch may be the closest, but no other studio besides Sledgehammer has really emphasized overhauls like this deep into the life cycle. They've really changed things, and I'm talking big things, which leads to the next point. The DNA bomb. I think there was miscommunication from the blog post to the creator call to the launch window. And again, we're all humans. Mistakes happen. I'm not negative about this at all. It's okay. But I think all of us interpreted, unless I'm crazy here, I think we all interpreted the DNA bomb to be an extra streak, maybe even a limited time one in season 4. We didn't know it would replace the MGB, which I don't think the blog post said this either, but the DNA bomb has replaced the MGB. You now only need 25 kills to get the nuke, and you can get multiple in a single game. It doesn't end the match when you call one in. There's even a cool melting animation that you can see on the enemy operators when the DNA bomb is called in. It looks really cool, man. It looks so fucking sick. And I managed to get a quick clip of it in a private match when the season launched. I can get you a clip for the tweet. It's sick. But they confirmed that in the creator call that, it has replaced the MGB permanently from the one we had MW2. Now this is the new nuke of MW3 is this. They also mentioned something that I think I misinterpreted because there was a lot of info. These creator calls get crazy. I'm taking notes as I'm listening, and it gets crazy to remember every detail, or maybe I write things incorrectly, or things get explained, slightly off, which is fine. But they mentioned 2 bonus aftermarket parts that weren't going to be a part of weekly challenges. And I took that as, and this is my fault for taking it this way, I took it as like, 2 amps that aren't mentioned in the blog post that are not going to be part of weeklies. But then I realized the math actually adds up a little bit. Right now, they release 2 amps through hidden challenges. They actually had to do it that way because there's enough amps to go around for each weekly unlock. if you also consider that the hammer melee weapon is going to be a week 5 unlock, I think.
Yep.
And then week
Exactly.
8, and then week 8 there'll be a blueprint.
Yep.
Followed by the camo. So that leaves 2 amps that need to be dropped through other ways. And what do you know? They're a part of hidden challenges. They're not in the armory unlock the armory unlock section. Those are where the new kill streaks are and the new gear. But we have the Jack Intimidator and the Jack Decimator. One is for the Renetti, kind of turning it into an M9 pistol, and the other is for the Lockman Shroud, which turns it into a fully auto Lockman Shroud with the built-in suppressor. You could say, oh, what's the point of that? We already have the Lockman sub. It's still a pretty cool conversion kit. But how are you feeling about these like secret unlock challenges we didn't expect? They're really cool, man. You could just go in and do them in multiplayer only, by the way. There's no challenge for zombies or Warzone. What do you think about that?
Sorry, repeat that. I was just reading one of the tweets I put out.
No, thoughts on the new amps and they're challenges that are multiplayer exclusive. They're not in any other mode.
Yeah, I think something that the previous seasons have lacked, that the only way to get amps have just been through the weekly challenges. You know, and on launch you had the get weapon to max level, then do a challenge. Like we saw a lot of that happening. I know there's many on launch, like the Renetti conversion kit, the Pulmiot. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I think we kind of missed that, where, you know, we had a big launch blog post about aftermarket parts, you know, saying you have to get it to max level and then do a challenge to get it. I'm glad they kind of brought that back, because I don't think they've done that for a little bit now. I don't think all of the aftermarket parts have just been weekly challenges. So a nice pleasant surprise, especially two very sought after aftermarket parts. Obviously the classic MP5 SD, turning the Lockman Shroud fully auto, which it should have been fully auto anyway. I don't know why Infinity Ward felt the need to add the Lockman SMG with an integrated suppressor and make it 3-round burst. That's out of my realm of comprehension. But M9 pistol Renetti, it's pretty much obsolete. I heard from a lot of people it's not really that good at all. So they're just like cool, like fan service guns, I guess. I know the Decimator, the Shroud is is somewhat viable, but I know
it's a heavy hitter. I like
pistol.
I like the Shroud.
I know the M9 pistol's not viable at all, so it's just like one of those cool things that's like, okay, it's something else to do, something else to unlock, which I'm never going to be against unlocking more stuff unless it's like, for example, gate kept challenges. I really don't like gate kept challenges, which goes into like something like the critical countdown event.
It's doing it again, dude. Like, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And that's actually a really good point. And I'll pause the creator call discussion for a second. Oh, by the way, isn't it funny? The Morse Blunderbuss, that amp is not for season 4. That was leaked a long time ago, and it's for, I guess, season 5, unless it's canceled. But that looks sick.
Well, yeah, we can carry on with the exclusive creator call stuff, but
okay, yeah.
It just reminded me of the critical countdown.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. You know, extra content's extra content. I love the ability to have extra unlock challenges for, certain rewards outside of the weeklies. And if you're saying that, the amps are kind of obsolete, then it's actually good that they weren't part of weeklies. So no one's like, oh, I have to do 5 challenges for this. You know what I mean? So it kind of, it kind of worked out. They picked those 2 amps to be the, I was actually going off with the pistol in a public match of Paris, by the way. The maps are great. I really like the new MP maps. They play.
I haven't played Tokyo yet. I haven't played Tokyo, but
it's beautiful, dude. I'm really happy they did this. I think also Hyper Cranked is actually not even playable on the new maps, by the way. Hyper Cranked's only on like other maps, which is fine. It plays good though. No complaints. Demolition, fan favorite. That was like my go-to mode in Cold War for nuke grinding, which is hilarious. If Sean or Kaysen are watching this, they know what's up with that. That was great. But the release order of the amps also leaked out, so that kind of gives us a heads up of what's next. So the Jack Harbinger released this past Wednesday, which I covered. It's an M4 that can shoot 50 cal bullets. It's a heavy hitter for sure. Is it the best thing in the world? Definitely not, but it's fun. It's different. The Jack Requiem comes out in a couple days. That's the Cast Off 762, which turns it into the AK-12. I knew I recognized that fucking iron sight, dude. When I saw the gameplay leaked out,
it turns into AK-12.
Yeah,
Damn,
I knew I recognized that iron sight because footage leaked out of these amps already force loaded in. I'm like, damn, that's the Advanced Warfare AK-12. I know it was in Ghost, but you know what I mean.
A week after that, AK-12.
Yeah, a week after that, we have the FJX Horus. which gets an amp. It's just a big drum mag. I don't really get the point. It probably does more. We just don't know about yet. It's kind of out of context. And then week 4 will be the Jack Thumper, which is different grenade types for the RGL. It's a literal RGL amp. We saw gameplay of it in the Crater Call. It looks crazy cool. And I know gameplay also leaked from some of these data miners on Twitter. It shoots like drill charges and Semtech stickies. Like it shoots some cool shit. It's going to be wild to see how that works. But amps are pretty fun this season. I'd say that they were really good last season as well.
Yep.
I think they've been getting better and better. So really happy to see all this. But I will tell you what, they emphasized something pretty cool in the free trials live, by the way, for anybody wondering. The free trials live for multiplayer and zombies. You actually get both of the new season 4 maps, Paris and Tokyo, which is impressive. The full MW zombies and then 5 different game modes. So that's live for those interested. They put a big emphasis on the fact that season 4 Reloaded is going to be pretty big, and there's a lot of surprises that have yet to be unveiled. I think that's pretty promising because I think season 4 started off great. I think maybe the challenge event's a little flawed, but we'll touch on that. Season 4 started
more,
off
though. One starting next week. So
yeah, we're getting more content across the board. But I think season 4 started off pretty well. I think it's actually better than season 4 last year, if anything. I know season 4 last year had Vondel, but
Assault on Vondel event, yeah,
that was a good event. But I think like MP wise, I think we have some pretty good stuff right now. They put an emphasis on Reloaded, being like, hey, there's a lot to look forward to, a lot going on, a lot of things that are unannounced. We got to see gameplay of this one LTM coming out. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a mutation mode for multiplayer. And the mode allows you to play as like 4 different zombie types. There's like a normal zombie from I think like The Haunting. There's the dog, and then there's the EMP zombie and like an invisible-ish zombie. Like what? Crazy. Yeah, it's like you're playing turned in multiplayer, by the way. That's coming to MW3. Very cool LTM coming to the game. I'm very excited about that. So there's some cool stuff coming with midseason. And I think it's fine to save some of this stuff because Black Ops 6 is just in full swing right now with marketing. This is the first podcast following the launch of a new season where we didn't jump into the new season right away because of all the marketing for Black Ops 6. So definitely warranted. But they confirmed the Car 98K, one shot to the head in Warzone, I believe, up to 63 meters with no attachments. I think it's a one shot upper torso or headshot in multiplayer. It's pretty viable. People are saying it's not that great, but it's literally the same car as MW19, by the way, the exact same one. No different there. What was unfortunate was somehow after the call ended, somebody abused their privilege and just leaked out information that, Warzone's going back to 120 players for Battle Royale, which is awesome. I don't know why somebody would leak that. I know it's exciting, but it's like you couldn't wait one more day before the patch notes dropped. I don't know why someone did that. I'm more so mad at the person that, or whoever the person is that leaked it, not so much the person that then tweeted about it. Whoever got told this info, it's like whatever. Very stupid that happened.
Yeah.
But there were some questions asked, like what about like a big map rotation between Al Mazrah and Urzikstan? They just said that it would be very expensive to do that. I guess technology right now wouldn't really support that. It would also be I think a nightmare for them to have to bring in all the MW3 Warzone overhauls onto Al Mazrah. They definitely are not going to invest in that. But hey, Ashika has been vaulted forever. How do you feel about that?
Sad, man.
Ashika's
I don't
gone.
like that.
That's gone.
Ashika was peak, man. I don't. I'm not really a fan of the rotation system right now. I actually think talking about having resources and money to do things. I think you are losing money by having these rotations in because I'm just like there's sometimes when I go on, I see every single one of the playlists are either Vondel or Fortune's Keep or just not Rebirth. Like I'm just not gonna play. I'm not gonna play the game. And I think that's really sad because I think that if there was a rotation of like Rebirth and Ashika Island, like man, I'd be in that all day, every day, man. But like Vondel, like I despise Vondel. I absolutely despise Vondel. I can't anymore. It's good. Like I can't. It's just I just can't play it. It runs like crap for me. The staircase battles is just too much. I want to play new experiences.
That was the oldest map. It is the oldest map in
exactly.
Warzone. Yeah,
exactly. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the rotations at all. I think it needs to be reworked heavily.
You were mentioning this the other day because I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize. So I really looked at the menu. I'm like, holy shit! Every single squad size option for Resurgence is on rotation. I'm like, what? I mean, that's probably it's gonna change probably this Wednesday, but still, it's like, damn, to launch the season that way. It's kind of as crazy as remember the Fortune's Keep rotation in season 2 where it was like, I think it was the Reloaded update. They're like, oh, brand new POI, new Easter egg, all this stuff.
Only solo.
Only solo. I'm like, huh? I'm like, excuse me? But that was crazy to me. That was just fucking insane. Because think about it, at that point, if you had done the other Easter eggs on Fortunes, you could just hop in on solo, go to the boat, open the room, right? And you get the blueprint. Cool. But if you were a new player that didn't do those Easter eggs, you had pretty much to wait until the next rotation of playlist to go and do those other Easter eggs because they're not really, I mean, you could do them solo, but better to do it with the team, right? That was just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was just crazy to me. But yeah, that rotation's wild, man. I think Vondel will get vaulted when the next map comes out. Like I think when Verdansk, actually, no, I'm sorry. If Verdansk comes out this December or whenever season 1 is for Black Ops 6, that's bye-bye to Urzikstan. How long do they keep Vondel in, though? I think they'll actually vault both maps at once, to be honest with you. And just keep it clean for Verdansk, Fortunes, and Rebirth, right? Kind of like old times. Kind of like old times. Kind of like old times. I think that's how they'll do it, but very interesting to say the least. Now, there is a new challenge event for season 4. It lasts about a month, and I will say this: it's pretty much identical to Zombie Horde Hunt. It's called Critical Countdown. Instead of skulls and bones that you're coming across when you kill enemies, you're finding DNA samples. It's a step up because I believe every zombie you kill, it's the ideal mode, by the way, to do this. Every zombie you kill, every AI you kill in zombies will drop a DNA strand, which is good.
Yeah.
Either the blue type or the orange type, because those are the 2 types that you need for I guess, the first week to get the rewards. But you also mentioned, right, unless I had this wrong, some of the rewards for the second strand are locked still, right? That's weird. That's just, I don't even get that. So there's like 4 categories of DNA strands. There's a blue one, an orange one, a yellow one, and I think a pink one. The blue and the orange ones are live right now, and you have to collect certain amounts of these types to get X amount of rewards. Some of the rewards are just not obtainable yet for the orange type, even though that's a live DNA strand, which I find really strange. The rewards aren't much. It's just like XP tokens, loading screen, calling card, maybe a charm. We have to wait, I think, another week or 2 to get the yellow strand, and then another week after that for the pink red strand. And once you go through and collect, thousands of these DNA strands, which aren't that hard to get, by the way, I think in zombies you're gonna have the best experience because you can get a hell of a lot of DNA strands. Because I think every one you grab is like 10 or something. You know what I mean? So it's not that hard. And then after you collect, thousands of these strands, there's a free blueprint unlock, a mastery blueprint, which actually is pretty cool. It's kind of for a weapon that I wouldn't really use though, but it is an animated looking blueprint. It's sick. It's actually a cool looking skin. The event ends in about 25-ish days from now as of recording this episode. So take advantage of that. But what are you not a fan of? Are you not a fan of them gatekeeping like the strands and you have to wait, X amount of weeks to get to the next one? Or are you just a fan of like the lackluster rewards for each strand? What are your takeaways from this?
It all goes hand in hand. I think if you're going to do some massive gate kept event, at least make it worthwhile to have them gate kept. It's like, well, we're waiting until the third week, 4th week, so we can get like an XP token. And I know there's a camo in one of them. That was kind of cool. There is. But that should be the final reward. Like I think more people would be more inclined to see a reward being a camo, a final reward being a camo, than just it being a random tier within the challenges. Because people see blueprint and they're like, okay, that's one weapon. I can't use it on anything else. It's not really a gun I like. I'm not really going to be inclined. But if it's a camo you can use on any gun you want, any loadout, any blueprint, that's going to incline more people to grind it out more. But good thing it is more of a passive thing. I do notice the drop rates are
better, uncapped.
Yeah, which is a plus. When we go back to events like
Trophy Hunt. Oh my god, dude!
Like Trophy Hunt, like the MW2 hunting one. I forget what it was called.
The Soul Harvest? No, that's the blueprint. The
something like that.
We'll call it the Soul Snatcher, bro. That's what we're gonna call
Soul
it.
Capture. I think it was Soul Capture event. I don't know.
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, limiting is not good. So at least you don't have the limiting, especially when there's so much you have to collect. But the rewards are kind of not there for me. Not going to use the blueprint. Camo's cool. So I guess I'm probably gonna end up getting all of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
Sure.
um, if people are online and people are playing, just let them grind out something like that. I guess
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
yeah, I'm just not a fan of the gatekept stuff, especially the quote unquote community challenge ones. Like for example, that's the Warzone mobile stuff where it's just like, I don't know, I just can't I just don't believe that it's based on real stats. I believe they're unlocked at certain times. So there's just no way.
That's hilarious. Yeah, where it's like oh, the community just hit 35 billion kills on Tuesday. Like, I know what you mean. It's crazy. It's crazy how that looks.
Yeah.
A fun fact for you that they fixed the monkey glove again. The camos work on it now, like fully.
Yeah, I need to get a clip. I need to get a clip of that. A new clip.
Another fix. It's a much better fix, by the way. It actually makes sense now. It's a much better fix than before. I mean, it took a while, but hey, they still got it done, man. It is what it is. But I'll tell you what's really odd to me about Critical Countdown, though. I mean, maybe it's not odd. It's actually probably planned this way. I think Warzone might be like the least favored mode to go do this in, because you can only get DNA strands in Warzone from looting chests. You can't get them from kills. Well, it's not that you're going to get that many kills anyway in a match of Warzone, but I'd rather just go kill zombies or real people in multiplayer and get a whole bunch of DNA strands that way instead of like walking around looking for chests. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me though. I could maybe have the wrong opinion here, but I find that interesting. But I'm so thankful there's no cap on how many you can get in one game. I still can't believe MW2 had this, where it's like, maybe you have limited time to play. You have to. It's a guarantee, bro. Do you have to go into X amount of matches to possibly get enough? That's crazy. Like that's like
so bad.
Like if I want to like sweat out the event in one day for a video or just because, I should be able to, right? So I don't see the logic in capping the amount you can get in one game. Thank God MW3 hasn't done any of that shit. That's ridiculous. That's just stupid. But they tried it. Maybe they saw bad stats to that. I mean, the fact that they had to increase, didn't they up the cap in some of those events? Like I saw they tweeted out like, oh, we've increased the drop rate.
Increased caps.
You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. Like, thank God, like MW2 doesn't have this problem at all. MW2 does not have this problem at all. It's just so funny, man. To see the improvements.
I still got ghoulie camo and everything. So
yeah. You could bet Black Ops 6 is going to take what worked well about the Cold War challenge events and hopefully merge that with like the way MW3's done them. Like, to my understanding, there's been a lot of studio expansion, despite the layoffs, despite issues with the Microsoft acquisition. There have definitely been expansions made that I don't think I've really. I know they're public somewhere, but I know like in the creator calls even they talk about like they have a live ops team, a live service team. Like they have teams that are not the people working on maps, weapons, and modes, but people that work on like challenges, tracking, cosmetics. Like that's cool. So that should ensure that Black Ops 6 doesn't have an issue with challenge events either. You know what I mean? So I think and that could also hopefully ensure like weekly challenges and that kind of systems. I feel like, think about this, right? We talked about this a lot in recent podcasts. Oh, will Black Ops 6 bring back challenge events and weekly updates? Like, I feel like the game almost has to, because wouldn't they have data that says, wow, we're seeing increased engagement and more and like a higher player count every week and throughout a whole season compared to ever before because we're offering more to do every Wednesday. You know what I mean? So it's almost like the game has to do it. It has to bring in stuff like that. I'd be shocked if it doesn't at this point. But what's really cool about the rewards and challenges with Season 4 is that we also have a brand new system that I have a video going live on this like in the next like 45 minutes. There's a new system that got introduced, which is pretty damn sick. And it's the idea of exclusive Warzone challenges, which give you universal camo unlocks. There's up to 4 universal camos you can get, which aren't animated, but they look pretty damn sweet. 4 different Warzone camos you can unlock across 4 different categories that aren't that hard to get. One of them's bugged right now, which sucks, but that'll be fixed hopefully shortly. And there's also a new Champions Quest animated camo. There's actually a lot of camos that leaked out, man. A lot of camos leaked out this season. So I'm sure that means, going forward, there's going to be camos with this new Warzone system with the ones you earn through that mode. There's going to be more weeklies, more challenge events, some probably thrown into bundles, classified battle pass sectors. Lots of ways you can earn camos. What are your thoughts on that? You think does the game ever lose its charm, or does an unlockable camo ever lose its charm because there's so many to unlock, or do you think it's just great to see? The more the merrier. What are your thoughts on all these camo rewards that are being found, leaked, confirmed? Any thoughts on these?
I definitely see some people being like, "Whoa, I have like 900 camos now. Like, what is one more gonna do when I already have like my favorite ones to go, to run?" I think it's just, they just got to keep raising the bar, which eventually we're gonna get to a point where it's like base camos are all glowing. Base camos are,
Sure,
the
sure.
mastery camos are even more animated, and the event camos are reactive, and I think it's going to keep going up and up until we get to a point where, like, I don't even know. I don't even know the point.
Like
I run
how
like
much crazier can they be evolved to the point where you start like reusing old ones, right? Like Exclusion Zone from
exactly.
Modern Warfare Remastered 2016.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that's why I also think like there needs to be a reset with the camos, even though I wouldn't want that because I would want to use, like, for example, Magma and Black Ops 6 guns, which should be available. I'd want that to be available so much, at least just in Warzone, um, to be able to go to use certain camos in Warzone exclusively on BO6 guns. I think that's very important, that people would appreciate, right? Um,
Sure. Yeah.
because there's so many camos now, and maybe the camo patterns look better on Black Ops 6 guns than they do for this one, so the camo's better, and I don't know. There's just so many things that could go into it in terms of Black Ops 6 stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of camos now, a lot of choice on top of having the best mastery camos we've ever seen. And we're getting even more crazy camos, like you were just saying, Warzone rewards, even though one of them is bugged. Um, but yeah, a lot of good stuff in the pipeline. Fallout camo, more animated stuff, crazy like glowing camos. Like, it's all insane. It's all insane.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too. It's like, would you want time and resources to be used on, let's say, let's go ahead and carry forward every single camo you got since Modern Warfare 2 2022, but for the Black Ops
Yeah.
6 weapons. Like, that's just so much dev time that could be used on other things. Like,
That's why it's all in
dumb.
one unified engine now.
Yeah, but I still think there would be, I think, some resources that have to be spent to make sure that all works properly, and you don't get like the monkey hand, what's it called? The Kong glove situation where it doesn't wrap correctly on the item. I don't know. Either way, Warzone still will let you use all this stuff with the Black Ops 6.
I think that was a pack. I think that was. I think the Kong glove, the Beast glove, was a community reaction thing. I genuinely think they weren't planning on putting camos on it.
That's
People were, like,
crazy.
$80
That's crazy.
that's what I think, because there's no way you're making something as cool as that and then say like, oh, the camos are broken. You quote unquote fix it. It's not good enough, and then you fix it again. Like, I don't know. That just makes it seem like it was never planned to actually be to have camo patterns on it. It was something that was either overlooked
Okay.
or that's just my opinion. I mean,
No,
maybe
that could be true. That could be true.
I don't know. I just feel like the backlash to it, where you couldn't even put camos on it, something cost nearing $100. I think that was definitely listened to, and then they adapted a fix to that shortly after.
Thank you, Deathmonk, as well, for that reminder. That's in my video that I've already filmed. The plunder challenge is bugged, yes, for one of the new Warzone challenges. You also sent me something real quick. I want to go over this real quick. You sent me something funny earlier. There's a glitch to play certain resurgence maps. What? How on earth? How do people find this stuff? Is what I want to know. How do people find this stuff? Genuinely.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it goes back to like even zombie glitches, like the duplication stuff, the tombstone stuff. Like, I think it's crazy that, especially for this resurgence thing, to play quads only. It's like we need a glitch to play the map we just want to play. Like this, I think that's absolutely insane, and that we're at a point in time where we have to like break the game in order to play
content.
Map we wanna play. Yeah,
that is pretty fucking crazy, dude. I saw that earlier. I'm like, what? I just it blows my mind how people find stuff like that to begin with. Like, you have that much time to figure shit out like that, or accidentally finding it. That's different. There's also some backlash that I've seen over the last few days, and I don't feel like my opinion is as valuable as yours might be on this topic, and that is the Fallout crossover with Call of Duty. So I haven't watched the show yet. I do plan on starting it, I think, in a few days. I do want to just check it out because I heard good things about it. My brother liked it. I haven't played Fallout in years. It's been so many years. but the collab for COD, I mean, I could point out the collab for COD is definitely not as expansive or as crazy as, let's say, the Fortnite one that's about to release. Or did it already come out?
Has released.
Has released. Excuse me. Has
Yeah.
released. Has released. What are your thoughts? Because you know way more about Fallout than I do. What are your thoughts on this Vault Dweller bundle? It seems to be the only Tracer pack coming and the only piece of content coming for the Fallout crossover later in season 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this because people in the Fortnite community were also very, uh, they were very, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, when all the Fortnite stuff came out for Fallout, people were expecting more.
Really? So that still wasn't good enough. You're saying?
Yeah,
For Fortnite.
and,
Okay.
everyone's like the power armor is cool, but like that's it, um. Because I follow a little bit of Fortnite stuff, and I saw some complaints of the sort like that. People thought there's going to be more, whether it be maybe a POI or whatever the case. Even though the season's kind of like wasteland themed, people are never happy. So there's a little bit of controversy over that, but it was generally well accepted. And the only thing I do agree with is that Call of Duty is owned by Microsoft, or Activision's owned by Microsoft. Bethesda's owned by Microsoft. You would think for the first massive, or for the first official Microsoft crossover with Bethesda and Call of Duty post acquisition they would go all out. You know what I mean? They would do the special LTMs. They would do power armor jug suits. They would do the vault suit skins. They would maybe do some characters that are voiced by the actors from the show. You think they would go all out on something, especially when you own it? You own all these properties, start making money off each other. You know what I mean? The leaks come out. It is one bundle with 4 vault suit skins. You can still hear me, by the way, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're
Okay,
good.
I just didn't know. It got really quiet for a
No,
second.
I just pulled up the which you could touch on this too when you're done with your point. The was it the Nuka something camo for?
Yeah, the Nuka-Cola Quantum.
The Nuka-Cola. Yeah. Go ahead.
We'll get into that camo too. That camo could have been so much better. That camo was also a letdown. I like to preface that I'm probably not even buying the Fallout bundle, even though I am a moderately big Fallout fan. I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore, but I enjoy the games. And this bundle, it just seems like it's gonna be 3,000 COD points. We know it's gonna have 4 operator skins in it. Blueprints are not there, or not really too impressed with them. There is a lot of other cool little Easter egg stuff when it comes to the emblems, loading screens, etc. But there's just so much more you could have done. You're telling me that Warhammer got different factions for bundles, like the Battle Sisters or whatever it's called.
Yeah, there was 3 bundles, LTM and a challenge event.
Yeah, and you're saying we can't get you're saying we can't get a Vault Suit bundle, a Brotherhood of Steel bundle, and an Institute bundle. There's so many different factions you can pull from in Fallout that all have their distinct looks, and it's just, I don't know. Maybe this is a hopefully it's like a Dune situation, like a boy situation, where this is just part 1 of the crossover,
That's what
and
I
they
was
return back to it. And then return back to it in a few seasons with more crossovers, more skins, maybe. But we are getting an event. It's some sort of XP event with a Nuka-Cola Quantum camo, which doesn't.
Is it
look
XP?
Like
Is that what someone? Is that what someone said? It's XP.
I'm guessing it's XP. All the ones are usually XP. I put it in my tweet today as XP. Maybe it's not. Go cry about it. I'm sorry. It's going to be an event camo, some sort. But it doesn't even look like Nuka-Cola Quantum. It's basically how Nuka-Cola Quantum looks is that it's a blue liquid, blue glowing liquid with a purple label, and they just decided to make the entire camo just the purple wrapping, like you have on a water bottle or whatever, or like a Coca-Cola, like a glass Coca-Cola bottle. When you could have done some cool stuff with glowing blue, and then also have the label on it, but I don't know what they're doing with that. Hopefully it's just they're easing into the Microsoft stuff, because I don't know. Do you think people would be equally as mad if you had if they did a Halo crossover and it was just 4 Spartans?
Well, at this point, if you do
like the same thing,
if you do a Halo crossover, you have to have a Master Chief skin with the helmet off, and it's for like Captain Price or something. I think that's that's the appropriate that's the appropriate Halo TV show crossover. Sorry, Sean, if you're watching this.
That is
but
terrible.
no. The thing is, I completely agree with you. First off, this has to be one of many collabs. I refuse to fucking believe 100%. That
with Xbox.
I mean, the boys, I get it, but Dune. I mean, Dune's. I'm not saying Dune isn't popular because it is, and I saw the movies. I'm like, damn, they're pretty good, but. For Dune, the boys, and even Snoop Dogg to get multiple collabs, but Fallout.
Dune initially just had the weird haunting
and the Sarkudar operators. Yeah, no, exactly. I remember that. But either way, for them to do multiple collabs with properties that are big, but I don't think are as like expansive the way you just described as Fallout. Like Fallout, you mentioned all the different types of themed bundles, let alone the potential for like a Warhammer LTM reskin with power armor. That's so like it's so easy.
Which I totally thought was happening.
Like, I would have bet money on it a few weeks ago if I could have. It might still happen. I'll tell you what's weird though is go to the blog post season 4. It doesn't tell you what all the challenge events are for this season. Some say top secret, some say most secret. I'm like, oh, maybe one of them's Black Ops 6, one of them is Fallout. What are the patch notes? And it mentions Critical Countdown. It mentions a Gundam challenge event starting in a few days from now. It mentions Altered Strain. The strain is mutated. Collect altered DNA samples from fallen foes across to earn rewards and unlock effects through mutation. I'm like, is that it sounds like a spin-off of Critical Countdown, but cooler.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. But that might also release with like that LTM I told you about where you get to play as zombies in multiplayer. That's probably what this is. There's like a challenge event for that. There's Vortex Death's Lair, which is, again, actual challenges, which is going to be a part of like DOS Gross, that remix coming in, was it late June? Then there's what's called Vacation Squad. The beach is calling and the task force is on vacation. Complete event challenges to earn tropical rewards. Don't forget the sunscreen. That probably drops with the Get Higher map, if I had to guess, or is like a new version of Days of Summer. I don't know if that's connected to Fallout, though. I don't think it is. So I'm like, they didn't mention a Fallout event here at all, or one for the Crow.
I'll bring this up, and I think this is a very interesting point to bring up, and it's relevant to the Fallout conversation, is that if you remember back when the Kong bundle got leaked out for Season 2 Reloaded, and it released nearing the end of Season 2's, cycle there.
Right.
Everyone was thinking like, really, this is our only crossover? We're not even getting an event. We're not even getting more bundles. We're not even getting Godzilla again. And what do you know? The next update that came out, or the blog post, Season 3, you're getting 3 more bundles. You're getting an XP event. I think we're gonna be sitting in a similar situation where they're gonna release this Vault Dweller bundle because they're very specifically branded, by the way, and they do this for a reason, because obviously it's literally Tracer Pack, Fallout, Vault Dwellers, so that leaves opportunity for Tracer Pack, Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel, whatever the case may be. The branding there.
Maybe it was smart to save that because of all the Black Ops 6 marketing, like to save the big Fallout collab for next season.
Not even next season. Not even next season. We've heard about a lot of surprises. You even said yourself that the devs are teasing secrets, explosive, sort of things coming. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see if, it's going to be like a Godzilla versus Kong scenario where people are like, "Oh, this is kind of it," and then
I hope that
next blog post comes around, next update comes around. There's a big event. There's more bundles. We can definitely see that 100%.
Well, it's funny because the patch also mentioned 5 challenge events. There's 8 weeks of a season, so there's room for 3 more weeks to have something, right? If they're all lasting 1 week, by the way. I'm not saying they're all longer events, but cool potential there. Isn't it funny though? Because you're mentioning the Fortnite theme being like, wasteland, toxic. Season 4 is kind of like that right now for Call of Duty. So I'm like, it's kind of ironic that they both happen to have the same kind of themes to fit a Fallout crossover. I guess, maybe Call of Duty figures too. Let's wait. Let Fortnite do its thing. Let's drop 1 bundle for Fallout, and then let's go all out with Fallout towards the later half of the season or Season 5 or something, because the Black Ops 6 stuff's crazy right now. So I think that's really interesting how they might be doing that. But as far as events go, Gundam, that one starts in a couple days. It's an XP focused one. But the other 3 I mentioned, Altered Strain, Death's Lair, and Vacation Squad, are like challenge focused. I love when they're challenge focused. I like those more than XP ones. But any event is better than nothing. Any event's better than nothing. But yeah, to wrap up, we got some funny comments to read because we haven't done this segment in a little while. There's been so much to discuss past couple episodes. Let's read some funny hate mail with, who are these people?
Who are these people?
So there's actually some really good ones. I think Jardy will get a kick out of these as well. and some of these are definitely Black Ops themed. But as we always do, in case you're new to the podcast, every so often, we're going to read some really funny hate mail that I receive on comments. Sometimes we find them on detonated Twitter posts. So here's a good one here. I'm going to have to block your channel. You're just another paid promoter. You're not talking about none of the real issues in the game. Do better. The COD community doesn't need more distractions. The update broke all of the games. Like, did it? Did it? Damn.
Real.
Would you like a copy of The Matrix on DVD? What a random comment from Turtle Power. I actually know that guy too. He comes pretty often. Who cares about a rigged game? Go play X Defiant. Only sheep play COD. Well, sheep and cheaters. If you don't cheat, then you know what you are then. Ba ba. Okay. Crazy. They effed us on MWZ content. DK is part of the problem by giving them a pass. I mean, damn. I guess I gave them a pass somehow. I don't know. Even though I've been saying MWZ is such a great mode, it needs more content. But we have Black Ops 6 coming in a few months. It's all right. No way you dropped
a pass, buddy.
Yeah, no way you dropped a nuke on shipment. Bot lobbies or whitelisted from SPMM. I still laugh at this concept. Whitelist. So do you think there's some imaginary system where they're like, hey, content creator X, we're gonna make sure he gets bot lobbies. We'll make sure he gets put against freaking 10-year-olds. Like, how does that work, man? What is a whitelisted fucking lobby?
Hey, yeah, we got to get those the VPN lobbies running straight yummy lobbies.
Straight yummy lobby. Yeah.
Get drop 30 kills.
Yeah. I'll look the leaks up myself. I ain't going to your website just so you can get views on your site. XD. That's crazy. So I don't want to check out Detonated for info, which I don't know what leaks talking about. Like we recap like a lot of everything on the site. Yeah. So instead of supporting Detonated, which really passionate about covering COD, let's just look it up on Google and find something else. Find another outlet. What a great comment. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I know what you're doing, and that's trying to play the game early with other big name YouTubers. And if you're sub, just unsub and leave a dislike. These YouTubers need to learn. What the hell does that mean?
What does that even mean?
I don't even know what that means, bro. I love this one. It's not even confirmed to be Black Ops 6 yet. This was like right before the title reveal, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, damn.
For months, content creators were saying Black Ops Gulf War and creating videos around that title just for clicks. And then someone replied, "Bro, for real, this guy's mad annoying." I'm confused by this one. So, would it have been better if I titled videos a few months ago like Black Ops 2024, which I actually did in some cases, but then eventually we're like, oh, we're all calling it Gulf War for now. What is wrong with that? Before having a name for the game, we call it something else. Like I think that's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Black Ops 6 being in COD is huge has tanked my hype. Big L, this sucks. They just want your clicks. Just remember, they get paid handsomely off that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs up. This guy just figured out the YouTube business. We want views.
Holy
dude! Explosive reveal.
Way.
Live bombshell, baby. Live bombshell.
Wait, why did he expose us like that though? I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh need clicks. Need clicks to pay for food. This is what's up. Sets me making new. Wait, I can do it. Hold on. I just had a stroke. This is what's up. Sets me making new stuff and not fixing SPMM today in the morning. I faced 20 cheaters in MP. I am not quitting bit dame. When X Defiant comes out, it's going to be too late to get players back in COD. I can't even comprehend this sentence or this running sentence.
I just think bro, I never see hackers in COD at all. Like, what are these people doing to be put in these lobbies with hackers constantly? Like, I don't understand.
They must have plugged those vapes into their PC or something. They get put in.
And they're getting like shadow listed into lobbies with people that are also like under review. Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand that shit either. Oh, this is great, dude. One of my favorites. So the Vault Edition video I made because the skins leaked out. Someone commented, "DK, you're losing mad credibility with me on this one. I don't know if you got a single thing right." And then I replied with question marks, and the guy replied earlier saying something like, "Oh, why do you think this is part of the same story with Klaus and Brutus and Adler?" I said, "What the?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking?" I can't, man.
I need to start putting DTND comments because there is. I need to see.
Start screenshotting it, man. Start screenshotting.
Yeah, there was a post recently where I put it was actually about the reveal trailer cutscene thing, and I said like, here's our first look at the reveal trailer, right? And someone commented like, let me see it, and I'm like,
you just missed the caption of the tweet. You missed the point of the tweet.
I don't know.
I can't, dude. I can't with these people. But let's end on a good note. Someone commented, thank y'all for the podcast. It really does help people through hard times more than you can imagine. I've been here since day one of the Bombshell. I won't go too deep, but I just want y'all to know you do have a great... Oh, I cut off at the end there. You do have a great team, I think you wrote.
Yeah.
Very wholesome comment to end on a happy note there. That's a very, very wholesome comment, man. I really appreciate the support. Obviously, the podcast is a big passion project every week. There's always a lot to get through. I think if anything, the podcast helps in a number of ways. If you talk about our perspectives for a second, really grateful that it helps other people too. Like if they need something to listen to, they're driving, they're working, they're just bored, want something to listen to. Beyond thankful that it helps people that way. I'm thinking about like even from a content perspective, like while we're talking, sometimes I'll be taking notes. Like it gives me ideas for a video or a tweet or so. It's really cool. Those longer discussions really do make a difference. But I love listening to podcasts myself when I'm washing dishes or doing laundry, folding clothes. Like I'm like, hell yeah, I'll put a podcast on for an hour or two. So we're happy to be some of the few people that do a COD focused one, going over everything. Really.
Someone in the chat, Daniel there put, is Fajardi old enough to purchase COD?
That's funny. That's funny.
I find that especially ironic because I feel like most people say I look older.
Oh yeah, no, I've been getting that forever too. Like I was in high school, people thought I was like a senior, and I was like a sophomore. Like it's I used to always get those comments. Maybe the way I dress, the way I look, I don't know. The way you present yourself sometimes. Quick live bombshell. Call of Duty posted a literal trailer for the Polaris vehicle. This is a new vehicle that got added in Season 4. It's a pretty badass trailer, to be honest with you. It's a cool-ass vehicle in... I think, is it in every map or just Urzikstan? I don't know. I'm not sure which maps this vehicle's in, but yeah, they posted a full trailer on the vehicle, which is cool. Marketing's going to go crazy the next couple of weeks for sure. Definitely expect a lot. Of new trailers, teaser snippets, gameplay clips. A lot is certainly on the way. Your podcast is amazing. I'm glad you're still doing it. Oh yeah, man, for sure, dude. I've been doing this since I think it was Season 3 of Cold War. Is that what it was?
Somewhere around then, yeah.
Somewhere around then. It's been a while, man. I absolutely love doing it. It's a lot of fun. I moved to this new house about a year ago now. Dedicated a whole room in the house to just the podcast. When I have guests over, it's cool to do, in-house episodes. Second mic right here. It's always fun to do. Absolutely love it. Death Monk, I'm surprised COD aren't banning people using VPNs. I've gotten confirmation from the studio that VPNs are not ban worthy. People will not get banned for using VPNs. I know that for a fact from Activision. But with that being said, folks, that is just about it. There was a lot to get through today. I appreciate all the support. We started off for an hour with Black Ops 6, finished off the last hour with Season 4. It's the first time we've done that, by the way. A new season came out, and we're talking about another game before the new season. But a week from today, I'm sure there'll be a few other Black Ops-focused things to discuss. And then Sunday, June 9th, is the full Black Ops 6 reveal. That's a big day for the Xbox Showcase. So, as a big reminder, Bombshell is powered by Detonated. Lots of fantastic reporting will be happening on both the Twitter and the website. I'm really proud of the team for all they got accomplished, especially on Wednesday, because it was a big balance, man. I was streaming at the same time, getting videos recorded. This guy was working on thumbs, helping with some titles, getting tweets up and up. And then we had, all of our other Detonated guys working on a bunch of article edits. Shout out to Cajun, Taco, Sean, Pack, Sniper. Lots of great folks that really helped out getting all this covered because there was a lot and we don't want to miss anything. So excuse the I would say the rare spam that you typically wouldn't see on the site or on my channel. But there was a lot to get through. We didn't want to miss anything. I kind of considered the channel like... I kind of considered it campaign coverage, the way I was posting the other day on Wednesday. It was like 6 or 7 videos in one day. All meaningful stuff that I wanted to cover. Patch notes, battle pass, events, weekly challenges, Black Ops 6, breaking news. I mean, there was a lot. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. I've been keeping it I've been taking it easy as of yesterday. Yesterday I posted 1 video. Today's just 1. This weekend I might have, about 3. But making sure to not spam too much when unnecessary. But also, I think I kind of just hit the shorts algorithm or something. You guys are killing with the support on shorts. Shout out to Sean for editing those beautifully as well.
Yeah, gotta keep it flowing.
Keeping it flowing. I've already helped him out a lot with kind of getting new styles and editing techniques in with those. So shorts have been hitting really hard as well. But yeah, any last minute comments, questions, concerns? I'm going to end that poll that we have Let's see what that ended up at. It was which edition are you guys pre-ordering? About 500 votes in there. 63% said Vault. I actually thought Game Pass is going to win this one. 62%, won Vault. 21 said Standard. 17 said Game Pass. I mean, obviously a small sample size, but I'm actually surprised with those results. I figured more people would vote for the Game Pass. But yeah, anything you want to add, Mr. Fajardi? Anything you're working on? Anything you're going to be posting soon? I know you posted some, I think, a render recently, which was awesome.
Yeah, I did. I posted an Alex Mason. Probably most likely not going to be in Black Ops 6 because the timeline stuff doesn't really line up for him to be breathing. But it might have some other stuff coming out. There's some Black Ops 6 models to start working with now in MW3, so might see some bangers from me for that stuff. But
it's a great render, by the way, of Mason. I mean, he could be in the game. If they cover like the 30-year gap where he went missing, there's plenty of material you could do with that.
I think it'll be really cool if they keep him like a shadowy figure. Like, you don't know who it is, but like there's evidence to know that like, oh, he's kind of like still around.
Post-credit scene reveal.
Definitely like a post-credit scene stuff, but not like, oh, this is Alex Mason. Like maybe give him like a new alias or something. Some mysterious alias. I could see them doing something like that, especially for like a season cutscene or something. That would be amazing. But that's it for sure. That's it for me. My mouth hurts at this point. I'm talking so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and not going to be back next week.
I don't think I'll have to check on that because there's something really cool happening. Chat. We'll be discussing that later. But thank you, Rich Butters. No problem, man. Killer Stidge, salute to you, man. You've been doing a great job dissecting a bunch of Easter eggs over on Twitter. Thank you so much, Captain Kano. And Deathmark. I saw the Black Ops 6 free calling card promotion's over as well. Spider-Man getting Vault Edition. Bless. And thank you, Matthew, for that tag. We'll check that out in a second. With that being said, much love, everybody. I have a video coming out in like literally half an hour or so, or maybe a little bit after that. I'll probably wait a second. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.